Hello everyone, welcome to Solo Survivor. আজি test number 6 APSc Combined Competitive Prelims 2026 or General Studies Paper 1. Etu mock test মই আপোনালোকৰ সন্মুখত লৈ আনিছো আৰু এই questions বিলাক বহুত বেছি important 30 to 35 questions Assam related আৰু current affairs focus কৰি কেনে বনোৱা questions বিলাক বহুত মানে important যদি আপোনালোকে questions or quality check কৰিব খোজে তেতিয়াহলে এটা বা দুটা questions চাওক তাৰ পিছত গম পাব কিমান বেছি important questions বিলাক এনেকে মই যেহেতু নিজেও এজন এসপাইৰেন্ট সেই কাৰণে নিজৰো ষ্টাডি হ'ব আৰু আপোনালোকৰো কিবা এটা যদি চাই কিবা এটাটো পাব নিশ্চয় আৰু অসমীয়া মিডিয়ামত মই ইমান এটা ট্ৰান্সলেট কৰিবলৈ অসুবিধা হ'ব কাৰণ মোৰ নিজৰ সময়ৰ কথা আছে আৰু অসমীয়া ট্ৰান্সলেট কৰিবলৈ গ'লে মোৰ নিজৰ অসুবিধা হ'ব কাৰণ দুটা ল্যাঙ্গুৱেজত মানে ফোকাস কৰিলে মাইন্ডটো অলপ ডাইভাৰ্ট হৈ যোৱা নিচিনা হয় সেই কাৰণে মই ইমান এটা হেৰি নকৰো অসমীয়াত বুজাব চেষ্টা নকৰো আৰু নিজেও ইমান এটা নাজানো দেচোন সব বস্তু কিন্তু যে নহওক সো স্টাৰ্ট কৰিবলৈ লৈছো Consider the following statements regarding the preamble of the Constitution of India. The preamble is based on the objectives resolution drafted by B.R. Ambedkar and moved by Jawaharlal Nehru. Based on the objectives resolution. It has been amended only once, and the amendment added 3 new words: socialist, secular, and integrity. It is correct. The preamble provides a clear set of enforceable rights to the citizens in a court of law. It is enforceable no the preamble. So 1 and 2 correct hobo, baki 3 to wrong hobo lage. So দেখা যাওক কি হয় সি হ'ব লাগে ইয়াতে মোৰ মতে সি দিম মই সি এতে অনলি 2 এটা আছিল মই সো এটো নেগেটিভ হৈ গল মোৰ ফুল হৈ গল এটো 1 to ইনকারেক্ট হয় ফুল The preamble is based on the objective resolutions or দ্বাৰা মানে হেৰি কৰা নাছিলে বেছ কৰা নাছিলে ড্ৰাফটিং আম্বেদকাৰ এটো কনস্টিটিউশন ড্ৰাফটিং কৰিছে আম্বেদকাৰে Okay, I have no idea. বুজি পালো অলপ The explanation is one is tricky. Yes, objective resolution was both drafted and moved by Jawaharlal Nehru, not B.R. Ambedkar. Objective resolutions to মানে Jawaharlal Nehru draft কৰিছে আৰু move Jawaharlal Nehru কৰিছে বা B.R. Ambedkar নহয় Preamble is non-justiciable. Yes. Meaning its provisions are not enforceable in a court of law. Statement 2 is correct. To 42nd Amendment of 1976 matro ebare preamble to amendment korise. Okay. Question number 2. With reference to ancient Assam, consider the following pairs of travelers and the kings whose courts they visited. Zhuangzhang, Hiwensangৰ আনটো নাম জংজং বুলি কৈছিল ভাস্কৰ বৰ্মন হিউৱেনচাং ভাস্কৰ বৰ্মনৰ ৰাজপাট আছিল ইয়েস ইবন বটুতা নীলধ্বজ ইবন বটুতা তো মৰক্কোৰ আছিল নীলধ্বজ এটো নাজানো দেই ৰাল্ফ ফিটজ নৰনাৰায়ণৰ দিনত আহিছিল নেকি তো ভালকে নাজানো দেই এতিয়াহে গম পাম এনসাৰটো চালে মই গোটেই তিনি তাতে মাৰ্ক কৰিম all 3 are correct হেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ আৰু ন কেইটা কাৰেক্ট বিচাৰিছে সি বি only 2 এটো নেগেটিভ পাই গলো দুটা নেগেটিভ পালো মই একো নাই মানে কোন কেইটা ফুল এটো নীলধ্বজটো ফুল হ'ব লাগে pair 1 is correct Zhuangzhang বা Hiwensang visited Court Bhaskar Barmana in 7th century pair 2 to incorrect Ibn Battuta to full hoy Ibn Battuta visited Bengal and mentions the hills of Kamrupa in the 14th century, but he didn't visit the court of the Khen king Nilothos, who ruled later. নীলধ্বজৰ সময়তে আছিলে কিন্তু বেংগল ৱেষ্ট বেংগললৈকে আছিলে আৰু কামৰূপৰ পাহাৰবিলাক কামৰূপৰ বিষয়ে বৰ্ণনা কৰিছিলে বাট সি অহা নাছিলে কামৰূপলৈকে ত' ইবন বটুতা আৰু ৰাল্ফ ফিটছটো কাৰেক্ট হয় ৰাল্ফ ফিটছটো নৰনাৰায়ণৰ দিনত আহিছিলে Ralph Fitz visited the Coast Kingdom during the reign of Narayana in the 16th century. Consider the following statements regarding carbon sequestration techniques. Blue carbon refers to the carbon captured by the world's ocean and coastal ecosystems. Refers to the carbon captured by the world's ocean and coastal ecosystems, specifically by mangroves and seagrasses. Carbon sequestration, blue carbon, refers to the carbon captured by the world's ocean and the coastal ecosystem, specifically mangrove and yes, this is correct. Enhanced withering involves spreading crushed silicate rocks onto land to speed up the natural chemical reaction that removes carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Enhanced withering involves spreading crushed silicate rocks onto land to speed up the natural chemical reaction that removes CO2 from the atmosphere. Unlike biological sequestration, geologic sequestration stores CO2 in liquid form in the upper layers of the atmosphere. বস্তুখিনি মই ভালকৈ বুজি নাপাওঁ না কাৰণ কাৰ্বন সিকুৱেষ্ট্ৰেশ্যন মানে কি বা Blue carbon refers to the carbon captured by the world's ocean and coastal ecosystems, by mangroves and এইটো হ'ব লাগে blue carbon টো হ'ব লাগে মানে পানীৰ পৰা সাগৰৰ পৰা যিবিলাক কাৰ্বন মানে সৃষ্টি হয় ন কাৰ্বন capture হয় by the world's ocean এইটো হয় 1 to correct so statementবিলাক এনে চাওঁ 1 to correct হ'ব B2 নহ'ব তিনিটা অপশ্যন আছে ধৰি লওক Unlike biological sequestration, geologic sequestration goes carbon dioxide in liquid form. Carbon dioxide in liquid form and biological geologic sequestration in liquid form in the upper layers of the atmosphere. Upper layer of liquid form of যায় নেকি তো হ'ব নোৱাৰে দেই 1 and 2 enhanced withering involves spreading crushed silicate rocks বিলাক বেছি হোৱাৰ কাৰণে না onto land to speed up the natural chemical reaction that removes CO2 from the atmosphere. তো হ'বই নালাগে এইটো 1 and 3 হ'ব 1 and 3 C 1 and 2 হে correct হ'ল 1 and 2 only correct. To enhanced withering involves spreading crushed silicate rocks onto land to speed up the natural chemical reactions that removes CO2 from the atmosphere. Unlike biological sequestration, এইটো কাৰ্বনটো লিকুইড ফৰ্মত কেনেকৈ যাব না নাযায় so তিনিটা নেগেটিভ নাইচ ষ্টাৰ্টিং মানে ভালে হৈছে ষ্টাৰ্টিংটো মোৰ Three is incorrect. Geologic sequestration involves injecting CO2 into underground geologic formations like depleted oil, gas reservoirs, not the atmosphere. Not the atmosphere are scientifically accurate contemporary concepts. Question number 4. Assertion or kiba reason dise. The Ahom kingdom successfully resisted Mughal expansion in the 7th century despite the Mughals having superior naval and artillery strength. Yes, this is yes. Correct. Karan, the Ahoms utilized a specialized guerrilla naval warfare strategy and liberalized the unique hydrogeology. Liberalized the unique hydrogeology of the Brahmaputra Eurasia in the monsoon. এইটো হ'ব লাগে দেই মনচুনৰ সময়ত আহিছে কৰিছিল নেকি এইটোহে অলপ কনফিউজিং হয় yes both should be correct guerrilla warfare and true that's the correct explanation of A. The unique hydrogeography of the Brahmaputra during the monsoon. মনচুনৰ কাৰণে হয় না নহয় নাজানো কিন্তু এইটোতো ঠিকে আছে হাইড্ৰজিঅ'গ্ৰাফিটো চ' এয়ে হ'ব দে এয়ে দি দিছোঁ য়েছ এইটো কাৰেক্ট হ'ল This is a classic UPSC style logic question. The Mughals were superior in open field battles and heavy artillery, yes, but the Ahoms, under leaders like Lasit Borphukon, turned the Brahmaputra's terrain and the rainy season into a strategic advantage, most notably at the Battle of Saraighat. বহুত বেছি মানে সাৱধান হ'ব লাগে এলাৰ্ট হ'ব লাগে কুৱেশ্যনবিলাক কাৰেক্ট মানে attempt কৰাৰ আগতে which of the following best describes the kite system or Shila core mentioned in the context of medieval Assam administration this kite system or kite text নিচিনা হ'ব Shila core a method of psychological warfare kite system Shila core psychological warfare using signaling kites during the coach arm conflicts kite to signal দিয়ে নেকি নাজানো দেই A specific tax levied on the production of Muga silk. The tax হয় Muga silkor নহ'ব নেকি ৰচাওঁ ৰ'ব আৰু বাকী কেইটা কি আছে এইটো the network of spies and scouts used by the Coast King no. A land survey system introduced by the Mughals in Western Assam. এইটো কাইট কৰ কাইট চিষ্টেমটো এইটোৱে হ'ব ভিটোৱে হ'ব এইটো স্পেচিয়েল টেক্স লেভেড অন দ্য প্ৰডাকশ্যন অফ মুগা চিল্ক এইটোৱে হ'ব কাৰণ কৰ হয় না বস্তুটো এইটোৱে হ'ব বি চিহে হয় কাইট মানেতো চিলা মানে জাষ্টি হেৰি কৰা নেকি নেটৱৰ্ক স্পাই কৰা স্কাউটছ ইউজড বাই দ্য কষ্ট কিং ন এইটো ভুল হৈ থাকিলে বহুতকেইটা একো নাই কেইটা ভুল হ'ব দে Silakar or the kite-like scouts was the intelligence and scouting system of the Coast Kingdom, particularly famous under Silarai homote kite going to mane retu jitu mane kiko eta scout bonaisile team nisna no Silakar who was known for his lightning fast military movements Silakar etu a network of spies and scouts বহুত ফাষ্ট আছিলে ন কাইট কিং চিলাৰাইটো কাইট কিং আছিলে মানে was known for his lightning fast military movement yes question number 6 consider the following statements regarding sovereign gold bonds to আগতে পাইছিলো sovereign gold bonds in India. The bonds are issued by the Reserve Bank of India on behalf of the Government of India to correct the interest earned on sovereign gold bonds is complex tax-free for all individual investors. Yes, this is how individual investor can actually these bonds are can be used as collateral for loans from banks. এইটো পাইছিলোঁ মই আগতে দিছিলে এইটো. These bonds can be used as collateral for loans from banks. Yes, এইটো correct হ'ব লাগে. The interest earned on is completely tax-free for all individual. Tax-free হয় নেকি এতিয়া? The interest earned on the sovereign gold bonds is completely tax-free for all individual investors. Itu নহয় দেই, completely tax-free হ'ব নালাগে. 2, 1 and 3 should be correct. B হ'ব লাগে. B. Yes, B correct. While capital gains tax is exempted on redemption for individuals, the income, the 2.5% semi-annual interest is taxable as per the Income Tax Act. Okay. Question number 7. With reference to the geography of Assam, consider the following statements. The Karbi Anglong and North Kasar Hills are geologically part of the Himalayan mountain system. Himalayan mountain system or Karbi Anglong or okay, North Kasar Hills. North Kasar Hills, Karbi Anglong, ito to Himalayan mountain or logo to no hai. North Kasar Hills to hobo lage Karbi Anglong plateau Meghalaya plateau logot connection আছে. Part of the Himalayan mountain system. Okay, baki kita so. The Dhubri Phulbari Bridge, when completed, will be India's longest bridge over water, connecting Assam and Meghalaya. Longest bridge Assam and Meghalaya connect koratu way will be longest bridge over water. Ting Assam and Meghalaya ito way to bridge Assamot ase or Phulbari to Meghalaya ase. The average width of the Brahmaputra Valley in Assam is approximately wide. No. Average width to 82. The average width of the Brahmaputra Valley to Khorbura 200 to 250 kilometer. Width to average to hobo pare de hobo lage de. 2 and 3 correct, and Karbi Anglong and North Kasar Hills are geologically part of the Himalayan mountain system. Himalayan mountain system or hobo na lage de. Na lage 1 and 2 and 3 hobo lage ji hoy dekha jabo 2 and 3 C disu ete A he hoy only 2 ইমান মানে কমপ্লিকেটেড কুৱেশ্যনছ দিছে ন জানিব লগা বস্তু কিন্তু নাজানো যেতিয়া ব্ৰহ্মপুত্ৰ ভেলীৰ মানে ৱেইট 200 to 250 নহয় বোলে কাৰ্বি আংলংটো তো নহয়ে Karbi Anglong and Dimahasa Hills are geologically and part of the Deccan Plateau Meghalaya Plateau extension I know not the Himalayas. Statement 3 is incorrect. Karbi and Kiasale Karbi Hills and North Kasar Hills. 3 is incorrect. Brahmaputra Valley is quite narrow. Oh, 80 মই তো 80 কিলোমিটাৰ বুলি ভাবি আছিলোঁ weight to averaging only 80 kilometers in weight. Okay, consider the following state protected areas. Could call protected areas. Pavitra Wildlife Sanctuary, Kaziranga National Park, Burasapur Wildlife Sanctuary, Laukha National Park. Which of the following describes the correct geographical sequence of these areas as one travels from west to east? along the Brahmaputra, west to east, মানে পশ্চিমৰ পৰা পূবলৈকে গ'লে কোনকেইটা পাব ন কাৰেক্ট ছিকুৱেঞ্চ পবিতৰাটো এইপিনে মৰিগাঁও আছে কাজিৰঙাটো আছে কতে গোলাঘাট বুঢ়া চাপৰি ৱাইল্ড লাইফ চেঞ্চুৰী বুঢ়া চাপৰি এইটো ডিব্ৰুগড়তে আছে নেকি লাওখোৱাটো ৱাইল্ড লাইফ চেঞ্চুৰী লাওখোৱাটো ক'ত আছে পবিতৰাটোৱে প্ৰথম হ'ব পবিতৰাই হ'ব ওৱান য়েছ ওৱানটোৱে প্ৰথমতে হ'ব বুঢ়া চাপৰিটো সেইফালে ক'ৰবাত আছে লাওখোৱাটো ক'ৰবাত লাওখোৱা আৰু বুঢ়া চাপৰি এইটো 1 2 সেনেকৈ হ'ব লাগে 1 3 বুঢ়া চাপৰি ৱাইল্ড লাইফ চেঞ্চুৰী 1 2 প্ৰথমতে হ'ব কিন্তু ৱেষ্টৰ পৰা ইষ্টলৈকে বুঢ়া চাপৰিটো ক'ত আছিলে নাজানো লাওখোৱাটো লখিমপুৰতে লাওখোৱা ৱাইল্ড লাইফ চেঞ্চুৰী ক'ত আছিলে তাকো নাজানো দেই চ' 4 নে 3 আগতে হ'ব বুঢ়া চাপৰি আগত হ'ব নে লাওখোৱা এইটো 4টোৱে আগত হ'ব এ হ'ব লাগে এ য়েছ এ হ'ল মানে লাওখোৱাটো আগত হ'ব ৱেষ্ট টু ইষ্ট হ'লে পবিতৰা প্ৰথমতে মৰিগাঁও এণ্ড লাওখোৱাটো নগাঁও লাওখোৱাটো নগাঁৱতে আছিলে ন লাওখোৱাটো নগাঁও এণ্ড বুঢ়া চাপৰিটো শোণিতপুৰত আছে শোণিতপুৰো হয় নগাঁও মানে বৰ্ডাৰ আৰু শোণিতপুৰতে ধৰিলোঁ আৰু এইপিনে কাজিৰঙাটো গোলাঘাট হয় কাজিৰঙা গোলাঘাট নগাঁও শোণিতপুৰ গোলাঘাট অ'কে লাওখোৱা আৰু বুঢ়া চাপৰি বোলে ছিংগল ইউনিট মানে আৰু অপশ্যন কৈছিলে এতিয়া ছিংগল একাউণ্ট ইউনিট বাট লাওখোৱা লাইজ slightly more to the west yes regarding the United Nations High Seas Treaty BBNJ কেনেকুৱা হ'ল BBNJ United Nations High Seas Treaty consider the full statements United Nations High Seas Treaty. It is the first international legally binding instrument to protect marine life in international waters. High sea মানে to marine international water it is the first এইটো হ'ব দেই correct হ'ব লাগে It aims to place 30% of the world's oceans into protected areas by 2030. It aims to place 30% of world's oceans into protected areas by 30. The treaty has been ratified by all permanent members of the United Nations Security Council. Permanent members of the United Nations Security Council so very কৰিছে নেকি এটোটো only one হে correct হ'ব লাগে মোৰ অনুমান only one হে correct হ'ব লাগে দে only one নহয় 1 and 2 correct negative হৈ আছে হৈ থাকক negative একো নাই negative হৈ থাকিলেও আপত্তি নাই this United Nations High Seas Treaty to international to first and protect marine life in international waters. It aims to place 30% of the world's oceans into protected areas by 2030. 35% protected areas মানে হেৰি কৰিব এইটো অলপ জানিব লাগিছিলে এইটো অলপ মানে পজিটিভ সেন্সৰ আছিলে Okay, while many countries have signed it, ratification is an ongoing process. And several major powers, including the US, have strictly been slow to ratify such maritime treaties. Question number 10. The pike system was reformed by which Ahom king to introduce Samoa pikes, those exempt from physical labor or Samoa pikes to মানে শাৰীৰিকভাৱে কষ্ট কৰিব নালাগিছিলে ৰেহাই দিছিলে আৰু ন এইটো পাইক চিষ্টেমটো কোনে হেৰি কৰিছিলে ৰাজেশ্বৰ সিংহ পাইক চিষ্টেম ৰাজেশ্বৰ সিংহই আনিছিলে ন ৰাজেশ্বৰ সিংহ নে মমেতমলি বৰবৰুৱা সেইটোতো ৰাজেশ্বৰ সিংহ হ'ব লাগে টি হ'ব লাগে প্ৰতাপ সিংহহে আছিলে নেকি পাইক চিষ্টেমটো মমাই তামুলী বৰবৰুৱা আনিছিলে এইটোৱে হ'ব মমাই তামুলী এ হ'ব এ ৰুদ্ৰ সিংহই আনিছিলে মাই গড হ'ব দে চাই থাকক পাইক চিষ্টেমটো ৰুদ্ৰ সিংহই আনিছিলে ৰুদ্ৰ সিংহ by her reformed by which Ahom king to introduce paik system was reformed pipe system to আনাটো বেলেগে আনিছিলে কিন্তু ৰিফৰ্ম কৰিছিলে ৰুদ্ৰ সিংহই কিন্তু চমুৱা পাইক এটা ৰিফৰ্ম কৰিছিলে এক্সামটো ফিজিকেল লেবাৰৰ কাৰণে ৰেহাই দিছিলে ৱাইল মমাই তামুলী বৰবৰুৱাই পাইক চিষ্টেম ইনভেণ্ট কৰিছিলে মানে কি কৰিছিলে মানে আনিছিলে আৰু ন ইন্ট্ৰডিউচ কৰিছিলে প্ৰথম আণ্ডাৰ প্ৰতাপ সিংহ প্ৰতাপ সিংহই আছিলে মমাই তামুলী বৰবৰুৱা চিষ্টেম এটা পাইক চিষ্টেম আণ্ডাৰ প্ৰতাপ সিংহই আছিলে It was Rudra Singha who introduced significant changes to allow certain classes Sumua to pay money instead of Sumua বিলাক money সেইটো pay কৰিছিলে instead of manual labor কৰিব নালাগিছিলে reflecting the beginning of a transition toward a cash-based economy Okay বহুত বেছি tricky questions বিলাক বহুত tricky questions marks পাবতে এনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ questions আনিলে Consider the following statements regarding the National Register of Citizens National Register of Citizens to NRC and the Citizen Amendment Act ka bapre janim na the ka provides a path to Indian citizenship for persecuted minorities from Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Bangladesh who entered India on or before December 31st, 2014. December 31st, 2014 or আগত এইটো ডিচেম্বৰ নাছিলে নেকি 14 আছিলে কিন্তু তো আফগানিস্তানৰ লগতো আছে নেকি আফগানিস্তান পাকিস্তান বাংলাদেশ নাজানো দেই Dhaka explicitly excludes tribal areas of Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram, or Tripura included in the sixth schedule. Explicitly exclude করে নাকি exclude এটোতো নহয় এটোতো ফুল হ'ব inclusion in the NRC 1951 or being a descendant of someone in the 1951 NRC is the only way to prove citizenship in Assam. এটোতো NRC 1951 ৰ পৰা লোৱা হৈছিলে 1965 ৰ পৰা লোৱা হৈছিলে তো কোনটো কাৰেক্ট কোনটো ভুল হ'ব এটোৱে মই থব পৰা নাই দেই বহুত ক্ৰিটিকেল অপশনস কেটেগৰী আছে 1 that is all okay only one হ'ব নেকি তে এটো কাটো এক্সক্লুড কৰে এটো এক্সক্লুডস মানে বাহিৰ কৰি দিয়ে ন এটো নহয় তো হ'বই নোৱাৰে three to inclusion NRC one or being a descendant is the only way to prove it only way দিছে নহয় এটোৰ কাৰণে ভুল হ'ব এটো কাটা যাব 3 to কাটা যাব only one is the correct answer C 1 and 2 is correct 3 to যেনিবা incorrect কিন্তু এটো the explicitly excludes tribal areas tribal area কথা কৈছে Assam Meghalaya Mizoram included in the sixth schedule area বিলাকে কৈছে গোটেই state বিলাকক কোৱা নাই Assam state হল Assam state কোৱা নাই tribal area বিলাকক কৈছে areas of Assam Meghalaya explicitly excludes মানে বহুত ক্রিটিক্যাল হয় ন বহুত কথা জানিব লাগিব, বহুতকেইটা ভুলো হৈ থাকিলে। তো 3টো ইনকাৰেক্টে আছিলে, 3টো ইনকাৰেক্টে, কাৰণ 1951 মাত্ৰ নহয়, আৰু বেলেগ হেৰিও আছে NRCত মানে হেৰি কৰাৰ কাৰণে। 1964 হ'লেও হয়, 1971 কাৰণেও হৈছিলে, সেনেকুৱাই আছিলে বোধহয়। Incorrect. 3টো incorrect হৈছে because the 1971 electoral roll as per the Assam Accord is also a valid document for proving citizenship in Assam. One are correct. CA does not apply to 6 settled areas or areas covered by the inner line permit. Inner line permit or does not apply. CA do applicable নহয় বোলে। মেঘালয়, মিজোৰাম, মেঘালয়ত ইনাৰ লাইন পাৰ্মিট নাই। কিবা কয় অৰুণাচল প্ৰদেশ, মণিপুৰ, মিজোৰাম, নাগালেণ্ড এইকেইটাত আছে ইনাৰ লাইন পাৰ্মিট। এইবিলাকতো মানে এক্সক্লুড কৰিছে, ইনক্লুড কৰা নাই আৰু এক্সক্লুড কৰিছে। 71ত হ'লেও হয়, 71ৰ হ'লেও হয়। তো ইণ্ডিয়ান চিটিজেন প্ৰচিডিং মাইনৰিটিজ ফ্ৰম আফগানিস্তানৰ, কাৰণ আফগানিস্তান, পাকিস্তান আৰু বাংলাদেশৰ বিফৰ ডিচেম্বৰ 31, 2024 or 2014, TACA explicitly excludes travelers of Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram, and Tripura. Not only that much, other also. Okay. Questions. Question with reference to the Dhaula Zudia Bridge, Bhupen Hazarika said to consider the following statements. It is built over the Lohit River, a major tributary of the Brahmaputra. This is correct. It connects the states of Assam and Arunachal Pradesh. Into Dhaula Zudia Bridge to connect Kore, into direct connect no Kore bole ko pari. Connect Kore bole ko pari day. It is currently the longest river or longest bridge over water in India. Or longest bridge over water in India. To longest to hobo nalage Dhaula Zudia Bridge বৰ্তমান তো হ'বই নেকি, মই ইমান মনত নাই দেই, গতিকে কি কৰিম এতিয়া। অল 3 কাৰেক্ট দিওঁ দে, যি হয় দেখা যাব। কাৰেণ্টলি দ্য লংগেষ্ট ব্ৰিজ অভাৰ ইণ্ডিয়া। এটা লংগেষ্ট ব্ৰিজ মুম্বাই নে ক'ৰবাত এটা আছে সাগৰত, সেইটোতো লগত ধৰিলে নহ'ব, এইটো 1 and 2 হ'ব, এইটো এ দিওঁ। য়েছ, এ কাৰেক্ট হৈ থাকিলে, অ'কে, এ কাৰেক্ট হৈ থাকিলে। এটা ইনকাৰেক্ট বিকজ অটল সেতু এটা মুম্বাইত এটা ট্ৰান্স হাৰ্বাৰ লিংক এটা আছে, ইজ দ্য নাও লংগেষ্ট ব্ৰিজ অভাৰ ৱাটাৰ ইন ইণ্ডিয়া, 21.8 kilometer length, surpassing the Bhupen Hazarika Setu 9.15 meter, 9.15 kilometer, আৰু যিটো মুম্বাই ট্ৰান্স হাৰ্বাৰ লিংক to 21.8 kilometer. Okay. Which of the following best describes the collegium system of the Indian judiciary? Indian judiciary collegium system. Collegium system of the Indian judiciary, constitutional body mentioned under Article 124 of the appointment of judges. The system of appointment and transfer of judges that has evolved through judgments of the Supreme Court. A committee consisting of the Prime Minister, the Chief Justice of India, and the leader of the opposition. A parliamentary committee designed to oversee judicial accountability. Collegium system, Indian judiciary, no, constitutional. Headed যিকোনো এটেড সেইতে ইয়াতে মানে constitutional body mentioned under Article 124, the appointment of the judges. A system of appointment and transfer of judges that has evolved through judgments of the Supreme Court. A system of appointment and transfer of judges that has evolved through judgments of the Supreme Court. A system of appointment and transfer of judges that has evolved through judgments of the Supreme Court. A committee consisting of the Prime Minister, the Chief Justice of India, and the leader of the opposition. A parliamentary committee designed to oversee judicial accountability. Itu parliamentary committee ki collegium system itu judicial accountability Minister to system of appointment or transfer judges. That is about the through judgments of the Supreme Court. Collegium system. Itu D2 হ'ব লাগে 13 D দি দিও যি হয় হ'ব নহলে বা B নহলে D হয় B হৈ গল a system of appointment that transfer of judges that has evolved through judgments of the Supreme Court. Transfer of judges that has evolved through judgments Supreme Court or judgment or জৰিয়তে হয় না okay negative পাই থাক ইমান কেটা negative বঢ়িয়া. The collegium system is not mentioned in the Constitution. It evolved through the three judges cases 1981, 1993, and 1998 to ensure judicial independence in appointments. Consider the following peers of modern history, personalities, and their contributions. বহুত নেগেটিভ পালোঁ আজি প্ৰথম অৱস্থাতে কুৱেশ্যন ফিল আপ বহুত টান আৰু ট্ৰিকি কাটিছে through three judges. So it's not mentioned in the constitutional collegium system constitutional ullekh nai through the three judges cases 981, 1993, and 1998 judicial independence in appointments. Consider Paul appears modern history personalities. Konoklata Burwa later Mritu Bahini during the Quit India movement. Yes, Kusal Kaur only martyr in India to be hanged during political movement. Yes, Professor Pukununi dismartyred while protected the national flag during a protest. Protecting Professor TV Pukununi asle no Murisle na nasle. Konoklata Burwa Professor TV Pukununi. Yes, why do that? After Kolonglota Burwa. All three are correct. C. Yes, C is the correct answer. The tricky asile to tapio unuman kore. All three are prominent martyrs of Assam during 1942. Quit in the movement. Kusal Kaur was falsely accused of train sabotage and was the only person executed by hanging and death. Pace of struggle 1942. Quit in the movement. Regarding distributed ledger technology, DLT, which of the following is correct? That is distributed ledger technology. Blockchain is a specific type of distributed ledger technology. All distributed ledger technologies require a central authority to validate transactions. Data stored on a LDLT is generally immutable and transparent. Distributed ledger technology to blockchain is a specific type of distributed ledger technology. All distributed ledger technologies require a certain authority to validate transactions. Data stored on a distributed ledger technology is generally immutable and transparent. Three to correct hobo. Yes, all three should be correct. All three. Oh, 1 and 3 only. All distributed ledger technologies don't require central. Oh, this is where is all is here. All word has given a little bit distraction in here. Trick is there in the word all. Central authority to validate transactions. So this is incorrect. Okay, I got this. The core characteristic of distributed ledger technology is that it is centralized and doesn't require a central authority for validation. It is centralized, so doesn't require central authority for validation. All distributed ledger technologies require a certain authority to validate. No. It is already centralized. Oh, sorry, it is decentralized. Oh, it is decentralized. Sorry, I thought centralized. Distributed ledger technology is decentralized and doesn't require a central authority for validation. It doesn't require any centralized validation. It is free like that. Okay, anyways. Consider the following statements about the Boreal Range in northeast India. Boreal Range, it is the highest hill range in Assam. Yes, Boreal Range to like I say to Assamot হয় ন yes Assamot highest হয় like এইটো আছিলে 759 নে কিমান আছিলে না 1600 কিবা এটা হাইট 1659 1759 হ'ব হাইটটো কিন্তু বৰাইল ৰেঞ্জৰে নাগালেণ্ডত এটা আছে লাম্ফু বুলি কিনে এটা আছে বোধহয় পিক সেইটোৱে হাইয়েষ্ট হয় বৰাইল ৰেঞ্জৰ চবতছে it is the highest hill range in Assam. Yes, it acts as a water divide between the Brahmaputra and the Borak river system. Water divide between Brahmaputra and Borak river system. Boreal range, yes, a divide, yes, why? It connects the Naga Hills with the Meghalaya plateau. The Boreal range to why Naga Hills, Boreal range to Naga Hills logot jorito ase etu jana jay kintu Meghalaya plateau logot yes correct why all three are correct all three should be correct. Yes, this is the correct answer in here. The Boreal range is crucial for Assam's geography, housing the highest peak Mount Boreal range or highest peak to Mount Sensation. Assam's geography has the highest peak Mount Sensation, and separating the two main valleys of the state, Mount Sensation. Like বুলি শুনিছিলোঁ Mount like Mount Sensation valleys of the state. আসামতো Mount like আছিলে. Okay, no problem. Mount Sensation বুলিও কয় কিজানি নাজানো. Question number 17. with reference to Miyawaki Forest. Recently seen in the news, consider the following. Miyawaki Forest. It is a technique to create dense, multi-layered native forests in urban areas. Miyawaki Forest. To create dense, multi-layered native forests in urban areas. These forests grow much faster and absorb more carbon than traditional plantations. This technique was originally developed in Brazil. Miyawaki, Japan. It is a technique to create dense, multi-layered native forests in urban areas. Multi-layered play. These forests grow much faster and absorb more carbon than traditional forests. This technique was originally developed in Brazil. Miyawaki মানে তো ব্ৰাজিলত হ'ব নালাগে, জাপানৰহে টেকনিক হ'ব এইটো 1 and 2 should be correct হ'ব দেই, only 1A দি দিওঁ মই, yes A to correct, মানে একো নাজানো ইয়াৰ বিষয়ে কিন্তু এটা অনুমান কৰি লৈছিলোঁ. The technique was developed by Japanese botanist Akira Miyawaki. Yes. যেহেতু Miyawaki word to Japanese word লগত similarity আছে. It is highly effective for urban afforestation. Urbanot মানে কাৰ্বন বিলাক হেৰি কৰে, sequestrate নেকি কয় কৰিবৰ কাৰণে এইবিলাক ফৰেষ্টটো আৰবানত এটা বনাব লাগে আৰু কি ন, to dense multi-layered native forest. Akira Miyawaki হেৰি কৰিছে ন, botanist তাৰ টেকনিক আৰু. Question number 18. In the context of the home administration, Hati Burua was the officer in charge of the royal treasury, the maintenance of the elephant corps, the construction of stone bridges, the supervision of the royal kitchen. Royal kitchen, ito নহয়. Hati Burua, the royal treasurer. Ito নহব, the maintenance of the elephant corps. Hati Morile, Hati Burua was the officer. A hobo, Hati log the related B hobo. Yes. Baki kuno ta relevance nai. The Hati Burua was the superintendent of the elephants. Hati Burua was superintendent asil mane Hati mane manage korisile no, which were a vital part of the military and logistics. Logistics or military mane important vital part asile. Assertion the governor of a state can be the governor of more than one state simultaneously. Ito hoy na hoy hoy. Tuta government or hobo pare. Karon the 7th Constitutional Amendment Act of 1956 facilitated the appointment of the same person as governor for 2 or more states. 7th Constitutional Amendment 7th ki se 7th repeal kora asle no. To consider amendment 1956 no, 1956 7 হৈছিলে 1976 হ'ব পাৰে. Yes, this is correct. Both are correct, but আসলে সেইকাৰণে পাৰে আৰু কি ন, হ'ব পাৰে both are correct and is the correct explanation of R. R is the correct explanation of A. Ito hobo A hobo. Hole na hoba lagi. Yes, a correct answer. Very easy haisi niki. Nazanute both statements are factually correct. Original the Constitution provided for a governor for each state, but the 1956 Amendment 7th sends this to allow shared governors. Governor share kuru parena. The governor of Assam often holds sense of Nagaland. The governor of Assam often holds sense of Nagaland. Nagaland what sense is it? Governor Assam or governor. Because the full statements about quantum key distribution. Quantum key distribution. Keep up to 8 uses principles of quantum machines or quantum mechanics to secure communication. It uses principal quantum mechanics to secure communication. Quantum key distribution. Communication. It is primarily used to transmit actual data at speeds faster than light. এইটোতো হ'বই কোৱাণ্টামটো বহুত বেছি পাৱাৰফুল yes if an eavesdropper tries to interpret the key the quantum state of the key changes alerting the users এইটোতো হ'বই all of this should be correct one two D 1 and 3 only correct it is primarily used to transmit the actual data at speeds to primary নহয় তাৰমানে ন এইটো কিবা এটা কনফিউজন আছে ওকে এইটো মই নেগেটিভ আহি গ'ল quantum key distributor নেকি আছিলে distribution quantum key distribution is used to distribute cryptographic keys not the data itself cryptographic keys বিলাক distribute কৰে data don't distribute নকৰে and it doesn't allow for faster than light communication to speed নহয় যেনিবা ন primarily doesn't the actual data at the speed of at less speed than light okay not allow for faster than light communication it is highly secure because any attempt to observe the quantum bits or qubits alters them it is highly secure because any attempt to observe the quantum bits qubits alter them yes মানে সিকিউৰিটিৰ কাৰণে লাগে ন good call okay consider the following statements regarding inflation and its impact on the economy inflation a moderate amount of inflation is considered necessary to act as an incentive for producers and entrepreneurs a moderate amount of inflation is considered necessary to act as an incentive for producers and entrepreneurs necessary অলপমান ইফালে হ'লে মিলাবৰিটি হ'লে producer এইটো হ'বনে নহ'ব এইটোতো হ'ব নালাগে ন দাম বাঢ়িলে আৰু প্ৰডিউচাৰ আৰু এণ্টাৰপ্ৰেনিয়ৰৰ কি কথা আছে একো নাই প্ৰডিউচাৰ আৰু এণ্টাৰপ্ৰেনিয়ৰবিলাকৰ ভালহে হ'ব নেকি a moderate amount of inflation is considered necessary necessary to okay হ'ব পাৰে in a cost push inflation scenario the aggregate supply in the economy decreases while demand remains constant or increases in a cost push inflation দাম কমাই দিয়ে আৰু কি ন cost push inflation দাম বঢ়াই দিয়ে নিজে দাম বঢ়াই দিয়ে দামৰ কিবা বুজাইছে এইটো scenario in the aggregate supply in the economy decreases while demand remains constant or increases. Inflation generally benefits creditors, lenders, while hurting debtors. Inflation generally benefits creditors, while hurting debtors. Borrower bilakok hard kore. Yes, this is correct. 3 is correct. So what should I pick for the correct answer? In a cost push inflation scenario, the aggregate supply in the economy decreases while demand remains constant or increases. Cost push inflation scenario, the aggregate supply in the economy সাপ্লাই কমি যায় মানে বস্তুৰ সাপ্লাই কমি যায় কিন্তু ডিমান্ড সেম থাকে ন বা বাঢ়ি যায় ডিমান্ডটো বাঢ়ি যায় ইনফ্লেশ্যন হ'লে ডিমান্ড ইনফ্লেশ্যন হ'লে দাম বৃদ্ধি হয় দাম বৃদ্ধি হ'লে মানুহৰ লগত পইচা কম থাকে চ' কমকৈ কিনিব ডিমাণ্ডটো কমি যাব এইটো 1 and 3 কাৰেক্ট হ'ব দেই 1 and 3 চি এই হ'ল বুজিয়ে নাপাওঁ দেই বস্তুবিলাক এই কাৰেক্ট হ'ল A moderate amount of inflation is considered necessary to act as an incentive for producers and entrepreneurs to correct whole 1 and 2 correct bole. In a cost push inflation scenario, the aggregate supply in the economy decreases while demand remains constant or increases. To cost push inflation bujina polode cost money to chorus push money to thilidia inflation money mulya bridhi. Cost push policy scenario the aggregate supply in the economy decreases দাম বাঢ়িলে supply কমি যাব ন while demand remains constant or increases ডিমাণ্ডটো একে থাকিবই ন মানুহক যিখিনি লাগে তো ইনক্ৰিজ হয় কিন্তু ছাপ্লাইটো কমি যায় অ'কে এই ইনফ্লেশ্যন জেনেৰেলি বেনিফিটছ ক্ৰেডিটৰ্ছ ইনফ্লেশ্যন হ'লে মানে ক্ৰেডিটৰবিলাকৰ বেনিফিট নহয় বোলে লছ হয় কিন্তু মানে বৰোৱাৰবিলাকৰ বা ডেপ্টৰ্ছবিলাক যিয়ে পইচা লয় বেলেগৰ পৰা ধাৰ লয় ন ধাৰ লোৱাবিলাকৰ কাৰণে লাভ হয় মানে ধাৰ লোৱাবিলাকৰ লাভ হয় মানে এটা মানে কমন ট্ৰেপ বোলে ষ্টেটমেণ্ট 3 দ্য কমন ট্ৰেপ inflation hurts creditors because the money they receive back has less purchasing power. Inflation hurts creditors because the money they receive back has less purchasing power than the money they lent. ধাৰ দিয়াবিলাকৰতো লছ হ'বই ন কাৰণ পইচাটোৰ নাম্বাৰতহে চেম থাকে কিন্তু ভেলুটোতো কমি যায় থাকে না পইচাৰ ভেলুটো গতিকে লছ হ'ব কনভাৰ্চলি ইট বেনিফিটছ ডেটৰ্ছ বেনিফিট হ'বই কমকৈ পইচা দিব লাগিব ৰিটাৰ্ণ মানে পইচাটো ঠিকেই দিব লাগিব কিন্তু পইচাৰ মূল্যটো কমি থাকিব বিকজ দে ৰিপে দেয়াৰ লঞ্চ উইথ চিপাৰ মানি য়েছ কম ভেলুৰ মানিৰ লগত দিব লাগিব ন অ'কে অলপ মানে with reference to the Suryavanshi Sun dynasty in the context of Assam's history, which of the following statements are correct? Suryavanshi or Sun dynasty? The Kos dynasty claimed descent from the Suryavanshis to legalize their rule. Suryavanshi Sun dynasty. The term Suryavanshi was specifically used by the Ahom kings after their conversion to Hinduism. Ahom kings claim কৰা নাছিলে Bishu Singha was the founder of the Kos kingdom who asserted this lineage. Bishu Singha আছিলে ন two হ'ব লাগে 1 and 3 হ'ব লাগে only 1 only 3 তো সূৰ্যবংশীৰ ওপৰত লিখা আছে 1 and 3 হ'ব ন 1 and 3 হ'ব বিশ্বসিংহ কচ কিংডমৰ সেইটোৱেতো আছিলে ন 1 and 3 হ'ব কাৰেক্ট 1 and 3 চি য়েছ চি The Kos kings stored with Bishu Singha claimed to be Suryavanshis or descendants of the Lord Shiva in some accounts Lord Shiva or Suryavanshi is a sun god in some accounts to elevate Kos বিলাকে যেনিবা সূৰ্যৰ মানে ডিচেণ্ডেণ্ট বুলি হেৰি কৰিছিল ন টু এলিভেট দেয়াৰ ছ'চিয়েল ষ্টেটাছ ফ্ৰম দেয়াৰ হাম্বল ট্ৰাইবেল অৰিজিনছ Ahom kings on the other hand claim descent from the Indra Vansha or Lord Indra Ahom বিলাক Indra দেৱতাৰ পৰা ডিচেণ্ডেণ্ট বুলি কোনে হেৰি কৰিছিলে ন Regarding the Lagrange point in space, consider these are positions in space with the gravitational forces of two body systems like the Sun and the Earth produce enhanced regions of attraction and repulsion. Enhanced region of attraction and repulsion. Balanced, we know. Produce enhanced regions of attraction and repulsion. Return arrow. Ito balance ho, no? Ito correct ho. The Aditya L1 mission is placed at the Lagrange 1 point because it allows an uninterrupted view of the sun without any collant eclipse. Lagrange 1 to Tesla, 2 Tesla. L1 money Lagrange 1 to have. Okay, this is correct. There are a total of 3 Lagrange points in the solar system. 3 asle no 3 hobo lage 3 na 4 3 na 2 asle 3 hobo lage dei all should be correct dekha jak ji hoy hob d দুটা asle 3 no hoy দুটা asle দুটা hobo okay 1 and 2 are correct ito incorrect hoy thakile no there are five Lagrange points Lagrange 1 to 5 in any two body system or Lagrange 1 Lagrange 2 and Lagrange 3 are unstable no Lagrange 4 and Lagrange 5 are stable points where Trojan asteroids often present Lagrange point pasta sile Lagrange 1 2 and 3 are unstable Lagrange 4 and 5 are stable points where Trojan asteroids often rise. Trojan asteroid tade dekha jay arki no. Okay, Aditya L1 to L1 Lagrange L1 test is it unki unstable Lagrange hoy. Okay. बहुत kita full hol dai ekko nai. Consider the following pairs of modern technology and their primary applications. Modern technology primary applications CRISPR, Cas9 gene editing for curing hereditary diseases. Disease to cure korna no korna jano gene editing for curing hereditary diseases hobo pare. Life mane ito gesil light fidelity ne kiba asile no high speed data transmission using radio waves ito live to radio wave use no kore to kiba wave use korisile bahar thakilo light wave ito light fidelity hoy light wave 2 is incorrect it's computing processing data near the source of generation to reduce latency to incorrect hoy piercer incorrect koita correct question no it's computing processing data near the source of generation to reduce latency it only 2 hobo de only 2 edition b yes b okay it's computing processing data near the source of generation to reduce latency and CRISPR Cas9 to gene editing for curing hereditary disease. Okay, and light fidelity uses visible light via LED bulbs, not radio waves, to transmit data. Okay. To edge computing to key way processing data near the source of generation to reduce latency. Okay. Assertion: the tea industry in Assam is currently facing a dual crisis of climate change and stagnant global prices. Climate change to hoise tea rate hito hoy climate change আৰু stagnant global price to মানে বাঢ়া নাই আৰু ন because the rising temperatures and erratic rainfall patterns are reducing the quality of the second plus, which is the most premium tea produced in Assam. Temperature to be yes. Patterns are reducing the quality of এতিয়া অৰুণাচল সেইবিলাকতহে ভাল হ'ব আৰু ন কোৱালিটিটো টিৰ কোৱালিটিটো কমি গৈছে এইটো কাৰেক্ট both are correct R is the correct explanation of A. Yes, A is the correct answer. Yes. This is a high probability current affairs theme, the second plus that is harvested in May to June. Second plus to tea harvest kora to second plus বুলি কয় May and June or pura June harvest kore is January, February, March, April, May, June, July or 5 মাহ 6 মাহ is world famous for its TP appearance and multi flavor. TP appearance and flavor to multi koi. Climate change is shortening this window. Yes. Kintu a multi flavor to kumi guise no TP appearance or multi flavor to kumi guise, affecting the economic viability of gardens already struggling with global price competition. Okay. Quality too. Which of the following is the potential benefit of zero budget natural farming? Zero budget natural farming, ZB and F being promoted in India. Zero budget natural farming, reduction in the cost of production for farmers. Zero budget natural farming, reduction in the cost of production for farmers. Reduction in the cost of production for I don't know. Zero budget natural farming, reduction in the cost of production for farmers. Yes, ito correct hobo. Zero budget যেটো হয় পইচা যেটো না লাগে natural farming কৰিলে এটো হৈ যাব খৰচে নহব ন complete elimination of the need for irrigation. যেটো পইচা খৰচ কৰিব নালাগা হয় তেতিয়াহ'লে তো কমপ্লিট এলিমিনেশ্যন অফ দা ইৰিগেশ্যন কৰিবই নালাগিব ইৰিগেশ্যন কৰিলে তো পইচা খৰচ হ'ব ন ইম্প্ৰুভমেণ্ট ইন soil health and water holding capacity এইটো হয় দেই water hold কৰি ৰাখে আৰু ন যেটো ইৰিগেশ্যন নকৰে all three should be correct D B টোহে হ'লচোন কি হলে B মানে কি 1 and 3 correct reduce হয় cost production আৰু কি কয় improvement in soil health and water holding capacity হয় কিন্তু complete elimination of the need for irrigation. এটা বুজি পোৱা নাই দেই ইৰিগেশ্যন কৰি সৰি ইৰিগেশ্যন বোলে প্লাফিং কৰা মানে মাটি কাটাটো ভাবিছিল ইৰিগেশ্যন পানীৰ জলসিঞ্চনৰ অৰ্থত চলা পাহাৰী থাকিলে মিনিংটো ন এইটো complete elimination of the need for irrigation. পানী দিবই নালাগে বোলে আৰু কি এনেকুৱা হৈছে কমপ্লিটলি গৈছে ন এইটোতো নহয় অলপ চলটো দিব লাগিব পানী so to incorrect আছিলে okay zero budget natural farming significantly reduces water consumption অলপ কম হয় যেনিবা water consumption due to wapasa soil aeration কাৰণে ন and mulching মানে পেপাৰ ওপৰত হেৰি কৰি দিয়ে পেপাৰ দিয়ে মানে থাকি দিলে পানীটো দিব নালাগে ওপৰত আৰু এনে পানী ওপৰত দিলেও নাযাব তলত ন মানে ভাপ হৈ থাকে আৰু ন it does not eliminate the need for irrigation entirely. Doesn't eliminate কিন্তু সম্পূৰ্ণভাৱে যে পানী দিব নালাগে সেইটো নহয় আৰু নুবুজায় আৰু ন It focuses on using fermented microbial curd and jivamrudha. It focuses on using fermented microbial curd. It whole jivamrudha মানে হল এইটো এই যে মাটিত এনেকৈ গোবৰ পচা গোবৰ এনেকৈ কেঁচাৰি ঠেচাৰি সেইবিলাক হ'বৰ কাৰণে কিবা এটা হেৰি কৰে মানে জীৱামৃত বুলি কয় পচন সাৰ নিচিনা আৰু ন instead of chemical fertilizer ইউজ নকৰে সেইকাৰণে আৰু এইটোক জিৰ' বাজেট নেচাৰেল ফাৰ্মিং বুলি কোৱা হয় জীৱামৃত ইউজ কৰে ন মাইক্ৰ'বিয়েল with reference to monetary policy committee consider the following statements. It is a 6-member committee headed by the Union Finance Minister. Monetary policy Union Finance Minister hituto hoboi head hoboi lagiboi mor anuman. It is responsible for fixing the benchmark interest rate repo rate to contain inflation within the specified target level. To fixing the benchmark interest, that is repo rate mane banking bilakok kiman takat mane heri hobo na mane to Reserve Bank of India is to Bangkok loan dia no tar interest to contain inflation within the specified yes itu correct hobo duto correct hobo lage. The decisions of the monetary policy committee are binding on the Reserve Bank of India. Reserve Bank of India mote sulibo neki monetary policy committee এইটো বাইণ্ডিং নহ'ব ডাইৰেক্ট বাইণ্ডিংটো নহ'ব দুটাৰ মাজতহে ডিছকাশ্যন হ'ব দ্য ডিচিশ্যনছ অফ দ্য আৰ বাইণ্ডিংটো হ'ব নোৱাৰো কমিটিটো কিহৰ কাৰণে বনাইছে ন চ' 1 and 2 are correct only B and 3 এইটো মানে ইউনিয়ন ফাইনেন্স মিনিষ্টাৰে হেড নকৰে এইটো B এইটো ইনকাৰেক্ট হৈ থাকিলে ইমান ট্ৰিকি কুৱেশ্যনছ দিছে চা 2 and 3 are correct only. Okay. তাৰমানে এইটো কি মনিটৰী পলিচি কমিটিটো মানে ৰিজাৰ্ভ বেংকৰ কথা মতে চলে The monetary policy committee is headed by the governor of Reserve Bank of India, not a finance minister or Reserve monetary policy committee. It consists of 3 RBI members, 3 RBI member lage and 3 external members appointed by the government. So eta mane member lage RBI 3 external members appointed by government 3 lage. 28 The Muammariyah rebellion in Ahom history was primarily a conflict between the Ahom's monarchy and the Muammariya Satra Vaishnavite sect. Yes, Muammariya bilak Vaishnavite asile. The Ahom monarchy and the Kos rebels ito nohoy pro-Mughal factions and pro-Ahom factions. Ito 1A hoy. Correct answer only 1A. A hobo কোনটো হ'ব নহলে yes A হ'ব The was a socio-religious and political conflict between the Ahom kings and the Muammariya sect disciples of the Mayamura Hotro. Mayamura sect to Mayamura Hotro মানে Vaishnavite Satras. It severely weakened the Ahom kingdom. Mayamura Hotro মানে sect বিলাক মানে Ahom kingdom বহুত বেছি ক্ষতি নষ্ট কৰিছিলে ন শেষত eventually leading the Burmese invasion তাৰপিছতে Muammariya সত্ৰই মানুহবিলাকে আনি কেনেকি মানক মানজি আছিলে বদনী মানক আনে বুলি ক'ল ন Burmese বিলাকক Constable statements about the Sixth Schedule and the Article 371 of the Indian Constitution. 371 to Nagaland asile no 372 to Assamor asile. Both provide special provisions for the administration and protection of tribal interests in Northeast India. Tribal interests হয় বহুত দুটো হয় কিন্তু 71 টো দুটোৰ কাৰণেহে বেছিকৈ হয় সেইটো কাৰেক্ট হ'ব The 6 schedule creates autonomous district councils while Article 371 mostly deal with the legislative and the land right protections. Mostly deal with the legislative and the land right protections. Land right protection to হয়ে কিন্তু তাৰ উপৰিও তো কেনেকুৱা হ'ব কেনেকুৱা ধৰি ল'ম mostly ব্যৱহাৰ কৰিছে বিশেষকৈ আৰু ন তো 71 নাগালেণ্ডৰহে আছিলে ন 71A B কথা আছে six schedule districts mostly with the legislative and the land right protections এটাও হয় Article 71B specifically provides special provisions for the state of Nagaland. It is full. 1 and 2 are correct. A correct about A, yes. Article Nagaland karne hol 71A has 371A into B to Assam. Common tribe 3 to common tribe bole. Article 171A is the A is for Nagaland, but B is for Assam. Which of the following is the primary objective of the PM Divine Scheme? Prime Minister Divine Scheme, okay. To provide special tourism circuit in South India. It is South India no okay. To fund infrastructure and social development projects in the northeastern region to promote the export of organic produce from the Himalayan states. To provide housing for refugees into the Nohoy. It is spiritual to provide spiritual tourism circuits in South India to fund infrastructure and social development projects in the northeastern region. Itu divine money all the tourism spiritual A hobo to tar bahire beleg ekoi nai. Oh sorry full hoite gele. Divine money moi bhagwaনৰ নিচিনা ভাবিছিলো তো ভগৱান হল তো divine DI হয় VIN okay to PM Divine Scheme মানে নৰ্থ ইষ্টৰ কাৰণে নৰ্থ ইষ্টাৰ্ণ ৰিজনত infrastructure and social development projector কামত মানে পইচা দিও PM Divine Prime Minister's development initiative for northeastern states northeastern NE northeastern DE development and for DEV development for was announced in the year 2022-23 budget to fund infrastructure and social projects in the spirit of PM Gati Shakti jo trainer asile no project asil tar loge no filling the gaps in various sectors in the northeastern region okay বহুত negative palure consider the following statements regarding heat domes phenomenon increasingly affecting global weather patterns. Heat domes মানে মেঘ বিলাক আকাশত জমা লাগাতা হয় ন গৰম হৈ কিনে heat dome occurs when the atmosphere traps hot ocean air like a leader cap caused by strong high pressure atmospheric conditions. Yes, this is correct. They are typically associated with La Nina to karone nohoy niki El Nino karone events in the Pacific Ocean. Unlike heat waves, heat domes are static and can persist over a region for several weeks. Heat waves kila loge nohoy niki heat domes are static and can persist over for several weeks. বহুত সময় ধৰি থাকে নেকি? They are typically associated with El Nino, La Nina events in the Pacific Ocean. Pacific Oceanot El Nino হয় না La Nina হয়? El Nino হয়, El Nino La Nina. এইটো ইনকাৰেক্ট হ'ব লাগে দেই। এইটো নাজানো কি বা হয়, অলপতে কনফিউজন হৈছে ন, অলপতে নেগেটিভ অলপতে পজিটিভ, লাইক heat waves. Heat domes are static and can persist over a region several weeks. Heat domes, hot ocean air like a lid or cap caused by strong high pressure atmospheric conditions. Itu 3 to static হ'ব নেকি? Itu হিট ৱেভৰ নিচিনা বোলে নহয়, বেলেগ হয় আৰু ন, বহুত সপ্তাহ লাগি থাকে বোলে, সপ্তাহ পাৰজেষ্ট কৰি, এইটোতো হ'ব নোৱাৰে। চ' 1 and 2 হ'ব দেই, 1 and 2 হ'ব। লা নিনা পেচিফিক অ'চিয়ানতো লা নিনা নহয়, এল নিনোহে হয়। 1 and 3 হ'ব লাগে, 1 and 3 দিছোঁ, চিয়ে দিছোঁ, ডি গোটেইকেইটা কাটক। ৰং হৈ থাকিলে মানে এইটো কি ক'ব, হিট ডমছবিলাক দে আৰ টিপিকেলি এছ'চিয়েটেড উইথ লা নিনা ইভেণ্টছ ইন দ্য পেচিফিক অ'চিয়ানত যিটো লা নিনা হয়, পানীটো ঠাণ্ডা হয় ওপৰত গৰম হয়, সেনেকুৱা হ'ব নেকি? লা নিনা হ'লেতো ঠাণ্ডা হয়, এল নিনো লা নিনা এল নিনো পাৰ থাকিলোঁ। And unlike heat waves, heat domes are static. Heat domes are static and can persist over a region for several weeks. Okay. পাহৰি যাওঁ না বস্তুবিলাক। A heat dome is essentially a mountain of warm air. Okay. পাহাৰ নিচিনা হৈ থাকিম, গৰম বতাহৰ until warm air, mountain of warm air built by very strong high pressure. In La Nina air, the pool of warm water in the Western Pacific is deeper. Pool of warm water in the Western Pacific is deeper, creating a pressure gradient that pushes warm air toward land, or where it gets trapped by high pressure systems. Okay. With reference to the Kamrupa Palace, Kamrupa Thoka Palabilakor Pala dynasty of Assam, consider the following statements. Brahmapula was the founder of the Brahmapala of this dynasty after the fall of the Celestambhu dynasty. পিছত Pala dynasty হৈছিলে ন? হয়দে, ব্ৰহ্মপালাই কৰিছিলে। Unlike the Palace of Bengal, the Kamrupa Palace were primarily followers of Shaivism rather than Buddhism. Buddhism নাছিলে তো পালাবিলাক ন, আমাৰ পালাবিলাক বুদ্ধিজম নাছিলে, শিৱইজম আছিলে ন, হ'ব পাৰে। The capital of the Kamrupa Palace was shifted to Durjaya, modern day North Guwahati, during the reign of the Ratnapala. হ'ব পাৰে দেই, ৰত্নপালাৰ ৰেইনত দুৰ্জয়া, নৰ্দাৰ্ণ গুৱাহাটীত কৰিছিলে পালা, হ'ব পাৰে। All 3 should be correct. D, yes, D correct হৈ গ'ল দেই, লাকিলি পাই গ'লোঁ ন, লাকিলি পোৱা নিচিনা হয়, বাকীখিনি ইমান একজেক্টটো নাজানো। Okay, statements are correct. While the Palace of Bengal were famous patrons of Mahayana Buddhism, Mahayana Buddhism মাৰি আছিলে বেংগলৰ পালাবিলাক, to Gopala established কৰিছিলে। The Kamrupa Palace started the Brahmapala in 10th century, largely added to Hindu traditions, particularly Shaivism, though they were tolerant of other sects. Okay, অলপ secular আছিলে ন। In the context of the Indian economy, sterilization by the Reserve Bank of India refers to the process of cleaning currency notes to prevent the spread of infections. Sterilization. To infection no the process of cleaning currency notes to prevent the spread of infections. Operations to neutralize the effects of excessive capital inflows or outflows on the domestic money supply. Itwe second to hobo 33 itu second to hobo baki liquidation licensing banking the money to auditor the itu two answer 2 this or answer 2 yes 2 is the correct answer. That is expansion sterilizationism from a monetary action in which a central bank seeks to limit the effect of inflows and outflows of capital on the money supply. Inflow or outflow na local market. It is most frequently done by open market operations with the RBI buys or sells government securities to offset the impact of foreign exchange intervention. Consider the following pairs of traditional textiles of the Northeast and their respective states. Traditional textiles. Puan to Mizoram Paniki, Nazano. Phanek Manipur. Phanek Manipur, Hopari. Rignai Tripura, Hopari. Eri Silk. Assam. Puan, Mizoram. Most of them are correct. Puan, Mizoram, I don't know. Phanek to Manipur, Hobo. Rignai to Tripura. Puan. Garrick limits. Kun get a Garrick limits is no Manipur to Puan to traditional textile. Hobo pare, no hobo pare, Nazano, but কোন কেইটা কাৰেক্ট বুলি কৈছে ন তিনিটাতো কাৰেক্ট হ'বই ইয়াৰে তিনিটা দিছোঁ দে যি হয় 3 চি গোটেইকেইটা কাৰেক্ট আছিলে অ'কে ন প্ৰব্লেম পুৱান মিজোৰামৰ হয় ফানেকটো মণিপুৰ ৰিগনাই ত্ৰিপুৰা এই ৰিচিপ্টটো আসামৰে হয় পুৱান ইজ দ্য ট্ৰেডিশ্যনেল চিক লাইক গাৰ্মেণ্ট অফ মিজোৰাম চিক লাইক গাৰ্মেণ্ট চিল্ক স্কাৰ্ট লাইক গাৰ্মেণ্ট ফানেক ইজ দ্য ষ্ট্ৰং style sarong style dress of Manipuri women. Rignai along with Risaku. Risaku is the traditional attire of Tripura. And Iri silk, the silk of peace. Iri silk mane hantir mane iri kapur no is indigenous to Assam. 35 regarding the Iberian Peninsula, which has been in the news for geopolitical partnerships. Which of the following countries are located here? Regarding the Iberian Peninsula, which has been in the news for geopolitical partnerships. Iberian Peninsula. These are located Iberian Peninsula. Spain, Portugal, France, Andorra. Select the correct answer. Which of the following countries are located in Iberian Peninsula? No. Spain, Portugal, France, Andorra, Africa, no Andorra too. কোন কেইটা কাৰেক্ট হ'ব 1 2 4 1 2 4 ফ্ৰান্সটো থাকিব লাগিব ন ফ্ৰান্সটো কোনদিন আছিলে এতিয়া পৰ্তুগালটো সাগৰৰ পাৰত আছে স্পেইনটো সাগৰৰ পাৰতে আছিলে নেকি ফ্ৰান্সটো ক্ল'জ কানেক্টেড হয় এণ্ডৰাটোহে all that is D দিওঁ এতে 1 2 4 হে 1 2 4 হে ফ্ৰান্স তো নাই ওকে নেগেটিভ হৈ গ'ল 1 2 4 ফ্ৰান্স তো নাই স্পেন পৰ্তুগাল Andorra. Okay, no problem. The Iberian Peninsula is located in the southwest corner of Europe. Southwest corner, that is south and west. Southwest corner of Europe. Yes, it is the southwest corner. It primarily consists of Spain and Portugal. Spain and Portugal, along with the microstate of Andorra, the British overseas territory of Gibraltar. France is separated from the peninsula by the Pyrenees mountains. France to separate the Pyrenees mountain Andorra. You can take Portugal and Spain and also Andorra. And a British overseas territory, that is Gibraltar British or okay negative বহুত কেটা পাইছো দেই পজিটিভত কে বেছি পাইছো negative await reference to the Borhidihing River considered false statements. It is a major left bank tributary of the Brahmaputra. Borhidihing to left bank tributary hoy Brahmaputra right bank left bank tributary hobo lage Borhidihing. It originates in the Patkai Hills of Arunachal Pradesh. Patkai Hills of Arunachal Pradesh tributary Borhidihing niki hobo pare. The historical town of Sibsagar is located on its bank. Sibsagar Borhidihing Sibsagar Borhidihing nodir Borhidihing Lohitor bisat Borhidihing no Dibrugarh aru Tinsukiar majdihe chai 1 and 2 e correct hobo A hobo to A yes A to correct hole Sibsagar is located on the banks of the Dikhu river. Yes, Dikhu Sibsagar, it's not Borhidihing. And the Borhidihing flows through the Tinsukia and Dibrugarh, yes, Tinsukia and Dibrugarh Majidi districts and is vital for the well and coal producing regions of Upper Assam. Yes, the Patkai Arunachal Patkai Purpura, no, okay. Consider the following statements about the carbon sequestration. Carbon sequestration, okay. Geologic sequestration involves storing carbon dioxide in underground formations like depleted well and gas reservoirs. Geologic sequestration involves storing dioxide in underground. It's like depleted well. হ'ব পাৰে কাৰ্বন বিলাক ক'ত তেলত থাকে হেৰিত থাকে ন geologic sequestration biological sequestration refers to the storage of carbon in vegetation and soils so take biological sequestration refers হ'ব পাৰে graphene is a byproduct of carbon sequestration that is currently the primary material for solar panels. Graphene is a byproduct of carbon sequestration that is currently the primary material for solar panels. 1 and 2 should be correct, but graphene is a byproduct of carbon sequestration that is currently the primary material for solar panels. হ'ব পাৰে গোটেইকেইটা দিওঁ দি দিওঁ এইটো BA হ'ল চালা আগৰ ষ্ট্ৰেটেজি ফ'ল' কৰি আছিলোঁ ফ'ল' হৈছিল এবাৰে বেয়া হ'ল গ্ৰাফিনৰ লগত কোনো ৰিলেটেড নাই Okay, while researchers are looking for ways to turn captured carbon into graphene here কৰিব try কৰিব বনাব try কৰি আছে but পাৰা নাই it is not a byproduct নহয় আৰু the sequestration process itself nor is graphene currently the primary material for solar panels. Silicon remains the primary material. Primary word to thakate janibo lagisile graphene thaka karone he solar chuli ase niki tamone silicon hey asile ja negative basic ja. Which of the following constitutional provisions empowers the President of India to promulgate ordinances during the recess of Parliament? Parliament is not to have recess, not to have. Which of the following constitutional provisions empowers the President of India to promulgate ordinances during the recess of Parliament? Oh, 123, 123, 172, 110, 213. The 213 over there, 213 over D. D. Hole, no hole, nai. D, it is C 123. Okay, negative side, apatti nai. Article 123 gives the President the power to legislate by ordinance when Parliament is not in session. Article 213 gives the same power to the governor of a state. Okay, ordinance there no. 123 Parliament tok দিয়ে আৰু 123 Parliament tok দিয়ে মানে কিটো প্ৰেসিডেন্টৰ আছিল ন ordinance from president ordinance no আৰু 213 to governor of a state governor tok দিয়ে. Assertion the Treaty of Majuli 1563 was a significant turning point in Ahom Kos regions. Ahom and Kos, yes, Ahom and Kos under this treaty to Sukhampa Roja Sile, the Ahom King Sukhampa Roja had to accept the sovereignty of the Kos King Norna and sea territory. Yes, both are correct. Yes. Is the correct explanation of A? Hoy. Yes. Yes, following the invasion by Kosten Rural Silarai, the Ahoms were defeated and the Treaty of Majuli forced the Ahoms to pay a heavy indemnity to the region. Not of the Brahmaputra or not of the what Kiba River Brahmaputra north side, no, and sent hostages including the king's own brother. Rojar brother to Aroki Pratap Singh ko দিব লগা হৈছিলে to the court. Brother asile neki lora he asile no Kos Khora Roja Sukhamphar lora asile Pratap Singh brother ko দিব লাগিছিলে কিছনি নাজানো. North side হয় কিবা এটা নদীৰ west side asile পাৰ থাকিলো. Global minimum tax concept often discussed in G20 summits primarily targets global minimum tax. Okay, high net worth individuals living in tax havens. High net worth individuals living in tax havens. Global minimum tax. Multinational enterprises to ensure they pay a minimum rate of 15% tax regardless of where they operate. Developing countries to increase their domestic tax to GDP ratio. Carbon emitting industries to equalize the cost of production globally. Global minimum tax. Carbon emitting industries to equalize the cost of production globally. Multinational enterprises to ensure they pay a minimum rate of regardless of where they operate. Global minimum tax. High net individual tax happens. Itu B hobo 40 should be B. Yes. মানে multinational ডাঙৰ কোম্পানী বিলাক মানে অলপ হলিও পইচা দিব লাগে মানে কিবা এটা পাৰ্চেন্টেজ দিব লাগে ন G20 summits. that is global minimum tax. CMT is global minimum tax is part of the OECD or G20 two-pillar solution to address tax challenges arising from the digitalization of the economy. It aims to prevent a race of the bottom where countries lower tax rates to attract multinational enterprises. It aims to prevent a race to the bottom. It aims to prevent a race to the bottom where countries lower tax rates to attract multinational enterprises. Okay. Consider poll statements regarding ocean thermal energy conversion. Ocean thermal energy conversion. Ocean thermal energy conversion. It is a process that produces electricity by using the temperature of difference between deep cold ocean water and warm tropical surface waters. Ocean thermal energy conversion. Process that produces electricity by using the temperature difference between deep cold ocean water and the warm tropical surface waters. The thermal energy produced any? I don't think so. The ocean thermal energy conversion plants can also be used to produce desalinated water for drinking and agriculture. Ocean thermal energy conversion. Produce desalinated water for drinking and agriculture. Pani khamor karone byabar kore niki? Nohoy. In this first ocean thermal energy conversion powered desalination plant is desalination plant ase niki? Oh, being set up in Kavarati, Lakshadweep ase bole. So titya hole to it is 2 or 3 te kam hobo. It is a process electricity by the temperature difference. Ocean thermal energy using the temperature difference between deep cold ocean water and warm tropical surface water. Warm tropical surface water. Two or 3 to all of them logical lagi ase, kintu 1 to logical laga nai. I all 3 did you see why the khazabo D. Yes, D to correct hotikile. Ocean thermal energy conversion is a sustainable energy source because the process requires a significant temperature gradient about 20 degrees Celsius. That is because the process requires significant temperature gradient 20 degrees Celsius. It is ideal for tropical regions like Lakshadweep. Okay. Lakshadweep means to gorom upor gorom hobo lage no. Tolor bhagto thanda hobo tolor pani thanda thake janiba heneko dhonor difference or logote heri hoy. Thermal energy karone kiman lage 20 degrees Celsius gradient lage. Which of the following home officials was specifically responsible for diplomatic relations with frontier tribes and neighboring kingdoms? Itu Borburwa, Borfukon, Kotoki, Muzumdar, Borburwa, Muzumdar. For diplomatic relations with frontier tribes and neighboring kingdoms. Kotoki ke puthiai. Kotoki hobo responsible. Kotoki city water le jai kine meeting here kore no. Heti hobo Kotoki, that is C. Borburwa to hoito hobo noare no. Borfukon to hobo noare. diplomatic to Borfukuntur frontier tribes with frontier tribes and neighboring kingdoms মানে এই সমুখৰ আগৰ ভাগত হলে এই হ'ব দেই বৰবৰুৱা মানে সমুখৰ বৰভূকন্ত মানে পশ্চিম সাইডৰ কটকী আৰু চিঠি পত্ৰ বিলোৱা মজুমদাৰ বৰুৱা বেলেগ এই হ'ব দেই চিয়ে হ'ল সৰি The quote is whether diplomatic envoys, yes, ambassador, সেইটোৱে বুজাইছিলে ন ambassador, city peon of the home king court. They were highly skilled in oratory, কথা ক'ব জানিছিলে ন, and multiple languages জানিছিলে, acting as the primary channel for negotiations with the Mughals and hill tribes. Mistake কৰিলো না 2 marks 3 marks. Okay, the problem with reference to tipping points in the Earth's climate system. Consider following statements. Okay, a tipping point is a thresholded tipping point on the Earth's climate system. A tipping point is a thresholded when exceeded can lead to a large and irreversible changes in the state of the system. Climate system. The collapse of the West Antarctic ice sheet and the slowing of the Atlantic meridional overturning circulation. Atlantic meridional overturning circulation are considered potential tipping points. The collapse of the West Antarctic ice sheet are considered potential. Yes, hobo. And according to the IPCC are once a tipping point is reached, the process can be easily reversed by immediate carbon sequestration. Tipping point is reached, the process can be easily reversed by immediate carbon sequestration. Exceeded can lead to a large and irreversible. 1 and 2 are correct, but 3 cannot be correct. But power that carbon sequestration kuri kene her kurbo nwari mane balance কৰিব নোৱাৰি. 1 and 2 এ দিও, এটা বি এ দিও, যি হয় দেখা যাব. BA, yes, BA. By definition, climate tipping points lead to self-perpetuating changes that are difficult or impossible to reverse. Yes, ever do you could do no. Even if emissions stop, emissions kill up on the no hai. To me, বহুত মানে ডাঙৰ problem to consider the following peers regarding Indian philosophy and their founders. Sankhya, that is Kopila সংখ্যা লিখিছিলে, সংখ্য বা সংখ্যা. ন্যায়, that is Gautama, yes. বৈশেষিকা কানাডা, এইটো নহয় নেকি, that is মীমাংসা জামিনী, কানাডা. সংখ্যা কপিলা 1 to 4 হ'ব লাগে নেকি. How many of them are correct কৈছে ন. বৈশেষিকা কানাডা, মীমাংসা জামিনী, 4 দি দিও, all four C, yes, correct হৈ গ'ল. মানে সংখ্যা কপিলা লিখিছিলে, ইণ্ডিয়ান ফিলচফিৰ সংখ্যা কপিলা, ন্যায় গৌতমা, and বৈশেষিকা কানাডা, and মীমাংসা জামিনী. Okay, all this 4 that is part of Saddarshana, that is 6 schools of Orthodox Indian philosophy. Sankhya is the oldest. Well, Vaisheshika is Canada, written by Canada. Vaisheshika is known for its atomic theory. Atomo-related theory has a Vaisheshika.
কোনে লিখিছিলে কানাডা আৰু মীমাংসা কোনে লিখিছিলে জাৰ্মানী সংখ্যা কপিলি লিখিছিলে আৰু ইন্তে ন্যায়টো গুত্তমা okay now comes regarding the angel tax in India because the following statements it is a tax levied on the capital raised by in unlisted companies by the issue of shares where the share price is in excess of the fair market value. It is it was initially introduced to curb money laundering through the use of shell companies. No, it is the 24-25 Union budget. The government officially abolished the angel tax for all classes of investors. It is not possible. Angel tax. It is a tax levied on the capital raised by unlisted companies by the issue of shares where the share price is in excess of the fair market value. Yes, this is correct. It was initially produced to curb money laundering through the use of shell companies. It was usually introduced to curb money laundering through the use of shell companies. In the 24-25 Union budget, the government officially abolished the angel tax for all classes of investors. Ito to nohobo. Panna khaino angel tax to 1 and 2 correct hobo A. What D? Gote kita correct. So more incorrect hoy gol no. 24-25 but Union budget angel tax to abolish course for all classes of investors. Jikono investor karne to off hoy gol no. Ekane question di ase no. The angel tax section 56 to 7B of the IT Act was a major pain point of startups. Major pain point of startup. আজিকালি startup karne olop painful hoise eto man angel tax to require karne. Its abolition in the latest budget is intended to bolster the startup ecosystem in India. Bolster mane ki? Bolster the startup ecosystem in India. Its abolition in the largest budget is to bolster the startup ecosystem in India. Notun startup bilak bolster meaning to mane encourage korবৰ কাৰণে না discourage korবৰ কাৰণে. That's major pain point for startups. এটোতো সিহঁতৰ কাৰণে বেয়াহে হ'ব ন মানে নতুন startup বিলাকৰ কাৰণে পুৰণি কিটাই মানে হেৰি কৰিব মনাৰ কিবা মনোপলি নিচিনা হৈ যাব আৰু okay no problem. Which of the following was the first newspaper published in Assam and in which language? First newspaper hituto Urnodoy asile Assamese to newspaper Urnodoy to Alasuni asile newspaper buli kole to Dainik Assam Tribune Dainik Asati the Assam Tribune to hobo noare the Daily News nik basle sonaki to Urnodoy hobo direct A. Yes, Urnodoy 1846 Urnodoy the Sunrise was the first Assamese periodical started in 1846 by the American Baptist missionaries from Sibsagar. It played a pivotal role in the development of modern Assamese literature and standardization of the script. Okay. Consider the following statements about small modular reactors in the nuclear energy sector. Small modular reactors have a power capacity of up to 300 megawatt per unit, which is about 1/3 of traditional nuclear reactors. Small modular reactors power capacity of up to 300 megawatt per unit, which is about 1/3 of traditional nuclear reactors. They are physically smaller and they can be factory assembled and transported to a set for installation. Yes, India has decided to completely phase out small modular reactors in favor of large-scale thorium reactors by 2030. All three can be correct. All three the decision see hoy dekha jabo. Ete 1 and 2 only correct. Okay, no problem. India has decided to completely phase out small modular reactors in favor of the large-scale thorium reactors by 2030. To not correct. Pura carve out koribo nore no thorium reactor bilak phase out. এটোতো বহুত বেছি ইউজফুল ন স্মল মডুলাৰ ৰিয়েক্টৰ বহুত বেছি ইউজফুল চ' ইউজফুল হোৱা বস্তু কিয় ফেচ আউট কৰিব নট পচিবল এইটো মোৰ ভুল হৈ থাকিলে না অলপ লজিকেল ৰিভিউ এটা মাৰিব লাগিছিলে India is actually actively pursuing কৰি আছিলে ন important is না small modular reactor technology to meet net zero goal হয় আৰু ন মানে carbon emission নহয় কি জানিবা as they are safer and can be deployed in diverse locations compared to massive conventional thorium reactors. Okay, with reference to the branches of Assam, which of the following statements is incorrect? They are official court chronicles maintained by the Ahom kings. Yes, they were written in both Ahom and Assamese language. Ahom Brunji তাই Ahom ভাষাতে লিখিছিলে নেকি Tradition of writing branches was introduced by the Kos kings and later adopted by the Ahoms. The tradition of writing branches was introduced by the Kos kings. Later adopted by the Ahoms. Ito hobo noare de Kos king or dara no hobo. Ahome prothome likhisile. They were court maintained 1 and 2 are correct. They were written in both Ahom and Assamese. Ahome to likhisile. Both 1 and 2 are correct. They provide a chronological record of political, social, and military events. Social events bilak মানে এটা নাছিলে political to asile and military events to asile social olop thakibo political 1 2 3 ete কি কৈছে incorrect কৈছে ন এইটো মোৰ কাৰেক্ট হ'ব দেই এইটো কাৰেক্ট হ'ব বুলি ধৰি লৈছোঁ কাৰণ মই ভাবিছিলোঁ বেলেগ হ'ব তাৰ ডাইৰেক্ট এনচাৰটো ওলাই গ'ল ন এইটো সিটোতো ইনকাৰেক্ট হ'বই ন হ'ব নিজাববীয়াকৈ লিখিছিলে প্ৰথম অৱস্থাত চুকাফাৰ দিনৰ পৰা লিখিছিলে হ'ব লাগে ন The tradition of writing branches was unique to the Ahoms. Yes, was brought this practice from the original home in Upper Burma or Yunnan. Upper Burma Yunnan or Homer Pray, our Prelikata coast, and other dynasties didn't have a similar systematic tradition of court chronicling us. Okay, Sukafar dinner agor Pray likhisile. The Global Biofuel Alliance launched during India's G20 presidency aims to increase the global trade of biofuels. Yes. Develop standard certification for sustainable biofuels. Develop standard certification for Global Biofuel Alliance. Certification koribo bicharise niki? Hobo, ito hobo. 1 2 both should be correct. And what is remaining in mandate all member countries to replace 50% of aviation fuel with ethanol. Ito hoy ito correct 50% of aviation fuel with ethanol by 2030 ito hobo lage ethanol logot heri ase no all should be correct D hole no hole nai okay ito no hol mandate koran asile no replace 50% of aviation fuel with ethanol ito no asile Global Biofuel Alliance focuses on collaboration, technology transfer, and standard setting. There is no such 50% mandate as biofuel biofuel blending targets vary significantly by country. Biofuel source the blending to all sense no. You can 50% লগত কাই হিসাব কৰিব না biofuel sense কৰিব ইথানল লগত no possible ইথানল কিয় ইউজ কৰিব consider the following statements regarding the national monetization pipeline. National monetization pipeline. It aims to unlock value from brownfield public sector assets by transferring their operating rights to the private sector for a specific period. The government retains the ultimate ownership of the assets throughout the period. Assets like roads, railways, and power transmission lines are included in the pipeline. National monetization pipeline. Roads, railways, and transport are national pipeline. Itu do hobon ware. Monetization pipeline itu pipeline to railroad, power transmission. Power transmission hobo pare. Itu hobo nore tunnelingor khetrot hobo do railroad ibilak. It aims to unlock value from brownfield public sector assets by transforming the operating rights to the private sector for a specific period. National monetization policy. Aims to unlock value from brownfield assets by the operating rights. Ito no hoy 1 2 hobo no lage. The government retains the ultimate ownership of the assets throughout the period. Yes. At 2 and 3 hobo lage te BA did choose hoy dekha jabo 1 2 3 all of them are correct. Negative hui thakok bahut geta hol negative no problem. Into national monetization pipeline, it aims to unlock value from brownfield public sector assets by transferring the operating rights to the private sector for a specific period. The government retains the ultimate ownership of the assets throughout the period. As assets like roads, railways, and power transmission lines are included in the pipeline. All of these 3 are correct. Explanation: all statements are correct. National monetization pipeline is about monetizing assets without selling them. Monetizing assets without selling them, it allows the government to generate revenue for new infrastructure projects greenfield by letting the private sector manage existing brownfield ones. Okay, whatever I secure the marks doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Consider the following statements regarding the National Board for Wildlife. Okay, it is a statutory body, National Board for Wildlife to statutory body hobo. Constituted under the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. It is chaired by the Union Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Yes, no alteration of boundaries in national parks and wildlife sanctuaries can be made without the approval of the National Board for Wildlife. All did you? D. 1 and 3 are correct. Decided by Union Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Itu wrong hoy. National Board for Wildlife 2 1 and 3 correct. It is a statutory body by the Wildlife Protection Act. No alteration in boundaries of national parks and wildlife sanctuaries can be made without the approval of the National Board for Wildlife. And it is National Board for Wildlife Protection. Wildlife. It is shared by Prime Minister of India. Okay. Prime Minister has shared no National Board for Wildlife. Okay, the Minister of Environment serves as the vice chairperson হিসেবে serve করে। National Board for Wildlife to Prime Minister share করে, and the Environment Minister to vice chairperson. It is the apex body for all wildlife related matters, and its approval is mandatory for projects inside or near protected areas. বহুত বেছি tough question তো এইবিলাক। With reference to the hollow gibbon, the only ape found in India, consider the following statements. Yes, only ape found in India, that is hollow gibbon, that is correct. Chimpanzee to napai yet, Africa napai. In India, it is found only in Assam state of Assam. Yes, the hollow gibbon sanctuary in Sorhat is the only protected area named after this species. Yes, this is the correct one. They are categorized as endangered on the IUCN Red List. Endangered na hey bisat tirkurbi gila falto kurba nalage itia ja bondo kori di iman bisi hir kurba nalage. They are categorized as endangered on the IUCN Red List. Endangered. Hollow given to extremely endangered. Hollow given. যিহেতু only ইয়াতে পোৱা যায় ন এইটোতো endangered on the IUCN Red List. Endangeredৰ উপৰিও আৰু এটা extreme levelৰ হ'ব এইটো 1 and 2 হ'ব মাত্ৰ correct. A দি দিম A দি দিলে নহ'ব A দি দিম যি হয় দেখা যাওক. In India, it is found only in the state of Assam. It no hollow given to Beligo to pose. Means what? B means 2 and 3. Their categorized under endangered. Okay, it incorrect with no. Hollow givens are found across several northeastern states. Bohuto Zagat pose. Matroze northeastern states should Beligo to pose. Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland. Not just Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland. There are 2 subspecies in India. Subspecies to Dasivle, Western Huluk endangered. In the Eastern Huluk, that is vulnerable. Western Huluk, that is endangered, and Eastern Huluk, that is vulnerable. Termini 2 and 3 are correct. Holanga Barat was time. They are categorized endangered. Yes. It is found in Assam, Arunachal, and Nagaland. Okay. Look, given only species we can today. Ape species in India. Okay. Oh my God. Regarding that is monoclonal antibodies. Monoclonal antibodies, which have gained prominence in healthcare, considered fallen. They are laboratory-made proteins that mimic the immune system's ability to fight off harmful pathogens. Monoclonal antibodies, harmful pathogen bilakok latmari দিয়ে no. They are designed to bind to a specific antigen. Such as protein on the surface of a virus or cancer cell. Unlike vaccines, they provide long-term active immunity against diseases. Monoclonal antibodies, long-term active immunity against diseases. All these 3 should be correct. Moi D to A didim. D hobo. A he hoy mane 1 and 2 are correct only. Unlike vaccines, they provide long-term active immunity against diseases. Ito no hoy di. So incorrect. আজি মই ভাল মাৰ্কছ নাপাম যেন লাগিছে দেই বহুত ইনকাৰেক্ট কৰিলোঁ Monoclonal antibodies provide passive immunity which is immediate but temporary monoclonal antibodies provide passive immunity which is immediate but temporary or long term no no passive immunity provide করে but not means immediate they are temporary or long term no vaccines on the other hand stimulate the body's own immune system or vaccine bilak immune system bilak stimulate কৰে to create active immunity মানে যেটো কি কব door sleeping অৱস্থাত থকা immune system to মানে জগাই দিয়ে ন against active immunity which usually lasts much longer মানে vaccination to immunity system to longer লৈকে last কৰে but যেটো monoclonal antibodies এটো short term কাৰণে হয় ন আৰু এটো কি কৈছিলে cancer cell আৰু কিবা কয় virus আৰু cancer cell হেৰি কৰে ন protein surface on the surface of cancer cell bind specific antigen bind কৰি ৰাখে consider the following pairs of ancient Assam inscriptions and information they provide ancient Assam inscriptions Umasal rock inscription mentions the establishment of a cave temple for Lord Balabhadra Umanando rock inscription mentions the pairs ancient Assam inscriptions and information they provide ancient Assam inscription and the information they provide. Umachal rock inscription mentions the establishment of a cave temple for Lord Balabhadra. Bodhganga rock inscription mentions the Osomedha sacrifice mentioned performed by Bhuti Burman. However, Tezpur rock inscription records the conflict between the local ruler and the central Ahom authority. Tezpur rock cut Ahom authority. Umasal rock inscription mentions the establishment of a cave temple. Umasalotu cave temple asile for Lord Balabhadra asile etu hoy. Bengota inscription mentions the Osomedha sacrifice Bhutibarmane Osomedha sacrifice কৰিছিলে না কৰিছিলে বোধহয় হোৱা নিচিনা লাগে Tezpur rock inscription records the conflict between local ruler and the Ahom central Ahom authority to নহয় Tezpur to নহয় 1 and 2 only correct only 2 pairs B হ'ব লাগে yes B Tezpur to rock inscriptions to মানে বহুত পুৰণি বস্তুৰ হে আছিলে so pair 1 is correct and this is pair 1 is Umasal rock inscription that is a cave temple for Lord Balabhadra and it is earliest epigraphic record in Assam 5th century is the Lord Balabhadra the Umasal rock inscription the cave asile no pair 2 is correct pair 2 is Bodhganga rock inscription that is mentions the Osomedha sacrifice for the sacrifice performed by Bhuti Burman but the Tezpur rock inscription that is 9th century asile belongs to the Salstambha period King Bonamala Burma Deva Bonamala Burma Deva 9th century asile no Bonamala Burma Deva and records land grants predating the Ahoms by several centuries আৰু বহুত পিছতহে আহোম বিলাক আহে না to 9th century asile Tezpur rock inscription to তাতিকে Salstambha periodৰ King Bonamala Burma Devar বিষয়ে আছিলে তাৰ land records and all to আহোমটো several centuries পিছত আহে আহোমটো 1220 ত আহে ন 13th century dahe itu correct asile which of the following best describes the trilemma in international economics international economic trilemma mane ki the switch between inflation unemployment and economic growth the inability of a country to have a fixed exchange rate, free capital movement, and an independent monetary policy simultaneously. The conflict between trade liberalization, environmental protection, and labor rights, the difficulty in balancing primary, secondary, and tertiary sectors in an developing economy trilemma. The difficulty balancing primary sectors in developing economies are the switch between inflation and unemployment and economic growth. The switch between inflation unemployment and economic growth the inability trilemma inflation hoy unemployment hoy economic growth keneki hobo no the inability of a country to have a fixed exchange rate, the pre-capital movement, and an independent monetary policy simultaneously. Fixed exchange rate, pre-capital movement, the conflict between the trade liberalization, environmental protection, and labor rights. Difficulty in balancing primary, secondary, and tertiary sectors in the economy. The switch between inflation hoy unemployment hoy economic growth keneki hobo ito impossible inability of a country to have a fixed rate and independent conflict between trade liberalization environment protection the 3 hobo 3 dd sorry b2 asile the inability of a country to have a fixed exchange rate inability fixed exchange rate pre-capital movement and an independent monetary policy simultaneously. Also known as the impossible trinity, the trilemma states that a country can only choose country can choose only 2 of 3 options at any given time. India, for example, allows pre-capital movement and an independent monetary policy. Pre-capital movement and independent monetary policy, which means it cannot strictly fix its exchange rate. Okay. Minus fixed economy, pre-capital movement delay, or independent monetary policy delay. The fixed rate to exchange rate to here koribo noare. Fix koribo noare. That is the trilemma. Impossible trilogy neki asle impossible trinity. Assertion the Rajya Sabha has no power to vote on the demands for grants. Demands for grants Rajya Sabha power nebule no demands for grants vote koribo karone the Rajya Sabha power demands for grants to vote koribo karone power thakibo lage to. The Constitution of India stipulates that the budget annual financial statement must be presented by only in the Lok Sabha. The Constitution of India stipulates that the budget must be presented only in the Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha te metro budget to present kore neki. Both are incorrect hobo neki to. Both are true. They are true. A is false, but R is true. No way. Okay, R to true hobo lage de. Jikono eta to full hobo. The Rajya Sabha has no power to vote on demands for grants. A and R true. Explanation no way. A is true. A is false. R is true. No power to vote on the demands for grants. Both are true. Annual financial budget. The Constitution of India stipulates that the budget must be presented only in the Lok Sabha. Right? A did you? At the C whole A is true but R is false. Only no hoy. Only Lok Sabha te hobo no hore. Okay, Rajya Sabha bole demands on grants for their kono power nahi. And annual financial budget to statement to matura Lok Sabha te no Rajya Sabha te mane present korbo lage. Only the Lok Sabha can vote on demands for grants. Rajya Sabha power nahi demands for grants Rajya Sabha power nahi. R is false. Article 112 states that the president shall cause the budget to be laid before both houses of the parliament. 112, okay. With reference to rare earth elements, which of the following statements are correct? There are a group of 17 chemical elements in the periodic table, specifically in the 15 lanthanides plus scandium, and yttrium. They are used in high-tech devices like smartphones, electric vehicle motors, and missile guidance systems. Ito correct hoy. India currently possesses the largest reserves of rare earth elements in the world. Largest reserve to not nai budhai rare earth elements in India. Asiniki nanai hai. There are a group of 17 chemical elements in the periodic table, specifically the 15 lanthanides plus scandium and yttrium. Only all of them are correct or what? India the largest rare earth elements are hobo pare ne noare. China the bisi currently possesses the India nai 1 and 2 only A hobo. Yes, A. China the bisi China possesses the largest reserves and dominates the global supply chain, while India has significant reserves, both especially in beach and Nehagor to valid has it ranks behind China, Vietnam, and Brazil. It was high number. India is in the fourth number on the phone number. First China, then Vietnam, then Brazil. China, Vietnam, and Brazil, then India. Mission Basundhara was launched by India at to 17 chemical elements, the same to rare earth elements. Periodic table, 17 chemical elements in the periodic table, and specifically the 15 lanthanides, 15 lanthanides plus scandium and yttrium. Okay. Mission Basundhara was launched by the Assam government primarily to Mission Basundhara promote the cultivation of holding prosperity, resolve law pending land records disputes, that is providing digital and land services, protect sacred cross town, wet insurance cover T at B. B is the correct answer. Yes, B is the correct answer. Mission Basundhara is a flagship initiative to streamline the land revenue department, update land records, and provide 10 specific land-related services like mutation and partition to citizens in a time-bound manner. Okay. Kita correct hole itu negative buhut payasu, negative buhut kita payasu, positive piece puri ase. Because the following statements regarding micro LED technology. It uses tiny light emitting diodes Tiny light emitting diodes that are self-emissive, meaning they don't require a backlight. Micro LED. Yes, it offers better color accuracy and brightness compared to OLED technology. Brightness to OLED or better brightness nisna paislo. Micro LED displays have a shorter lifespan than nohoy 1 and 2 are correct. A. Yes, A is the correct answer. Micro LEDs use inorganic materials, gallium nitride, which do not degrade as quickly as the organic compounds in OLEDs, giving them a much longer lifespan and zero risk of burning. মানে micro LED বিলাক বাৰ্ণিং নহয় আৰু না পুৰা নাযায় zero risk আৰু ন external dharma propagated by Srimanta Sangardeva is based on which of the following text that is external dharma Sangardeva কোনটো টেক্সটৰ লগত দুছে Vedas and Upanishads the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavad Purana Ramayana and Mahabharata Dharma Shastra Vedas and Puranas Bhagavad Gita এটো গীতা হ'ব that is B yes B Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavad Purana. Sangardeva's Vaishnavism, Neo-Vaishnavite movement is based on the division to a single god Krishna Vishnu. The primary philosophical foundations are derived from the Bhagavad Purana, which is translated, and Bhagavad Gita the Bhagavad Gita. Primary philosophical foundations are derived from the Bhagavad Purana. Philosophical foundation like Bhagavad Purana is which he translated and Bhagavad Purana translate কৰিছিলে and the Bhagavad Gita ko translate কৰিছিলে Srimanta Sangardeva. Conceptual statements regarding the inner line permit or ILP system in India. It is an official travel document issued by the government of India to allow inward travel of an Indian citizen into a protected area for a limited period. Yes, this is correct. The ILP system is currently operational in all 8 states of Northeast India. No, this is not correct. The system was originally introduced by the British under the Bengal Eastern Frontier. Yes. Itu false হ'ব বাকি দুটা যিকোনো হ'বই. So 1 and 3 is the correct answer. B is the correct answer. To Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation, that is Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation 1873 মানে যে প্ৰথম ILP to British establish কৰিছিলে. Okay, that is B is the correct answer. So I did correct in here. ILP is not operational in all its states. It is currently applicable in Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Mizoram, and Manipur. And Assam and Meghalaya, Tripura, and Sikkim do not have the ILP system. Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura, and Sikkim don't have ILP regulation. Though there are frequent demands for it in Meghalaya to লাগিছিলে কাৰণ বাংলাদেশী বিলাক আহে ন তো মানে অলপ কিবা vulnerable কিবা issue আছে ন border related issue. With reference to space docking, which was recently in the news due to the ISRO's SpaceX mission, consider the following statements. Oh yes, space docking. Space docking is the process of joining two separate free-flying space vehicles in orbit. Yes, it is a process of joining. Yes, it is an essential technology for the construction of space stations and for interplanetary human missions. Yes. Because India is third country in the world to specifically demonstrate autonomous space docking in 2025. Space docking ot keita third number hoise niki space docking prothomate to USA, Russia, China third nohoy de India fourth hobo. Space docking ot fourth nohole fifth hobo. So this should be incorrect. So 1 and 2 only these are correct. A. Yes, A is the correct answer. At ISRO, India, ISRO successful demonstrate docking with the SpaceX mission, but it is the port entry to do so. It port number USA, Russia, and China. First USA, then Russia and China established space docking already, and now comes in the port that is India. The treaty Yandabu 1826 officially ended the First Anglo-Burmese War. Officially first no idea ended the First Anglo-Burmese War. Anglo-Burmese War itu first day asile niki. 1824 আহিছিলে কিন্তু war নাছিলে নেকি ব্ৰিটিছ বিলাকৰ ইষ্ট ইণ্ডিয়া কোম্পানী বিলাকৰ বাৰ্মিজ বিলাকৰ লগত. But the first Burmese Anglo War, as per the treaty, which of the following regions were ceded by the Burmese to the British? Assam, Manipur, Arakan, that is Tenasserim. All this, Assam, Manipur, Arakan, Tenasserim, all this. Manipur to go here kurisile no. All this. Manipur asile. Tenasserim to asile বোধহয়. Tenasserim to asile Arakan asile. কোনখিনি বা কয় কিন্তু মই হেনেকে লাগি আছে. এতে দিয়ে হ'ব দেই. 1, 3 and 4 তো মণিপুৰটো নাছিলে ন. মই হেনেকে ভাবিছিলোঁ সেইদিনাখন বেলেগ ধৰণে পোৱা নিচিনা পালোঁ. মণিপুৰটো নাছিলে. British or Burmese had to cede regions were ceded by the Burmese. The Assam, মণিপুৰটো Burmese বিলাকে ইনভাইট কৰা নাছিলে. Assam, Arakan, Tenasserim to incorrect হৈ থাকিলে. Tenasserim. The B, 1, 3 and 4. Manipur was recognized as an independent state under Raja Gambhir Singh. Independent state asile. It was not ceded to the British administration. However, Assam, Arakan and Tenasserim were ceded by the Burmese to the British. Ito mane Manipur state to Burmese bilake kiba koi hegemony kora nasile mane ki kiba tak annexure kora nasile. Consider full pairs of national parks in Assam, the rivers flowing through or near them. National parks Kaziranga, Brahmaputra and Mora Diflu. Manas and Biki. Namiri National Park, that is Yavroli. Dibrusuikha, that is Lohit and Dibru. বহুত বেছি কমপ্লিকেটেড হয় দেই নাজানো ভাই কোনকেইটা কাৰেক্ট হ'ব কাৰেক্টলি মেথছ পিয়াৰ্ছ কাজিৰঙা নেশ্যনেল পাৰ্কটো কাজিৰঙা নেশ্যনেল পাৰ্ক তো ব্ৰহ্মপুত্ৰ নিয়াৰেদি যায় মৰা ডিফ্লু তাৰ লগতে যায় না নাযায় বা মৰা ডিফ্লু হ'ব পাৰে দেই হ'ব বুলি ধৰিলোঁ মানসটো মানস হৈ বিকিটো মানসৰ হেৰিয়া হয় নহয় বিকিটো আছে নেকি সেইফালে নামেৰি নেশ্যনেল পাৰ্ক নামেৰিটো জাভৰলি হ'ব পাৰে ডিব্ৰুচৈখোৱা নেশ্যনেল পাৰ্ক ডিব্ৰুচৈখোৱা নেশ্যনেল পাৰ্কটো এইখিনিতে আছে লোহিত ৰিভাৰটো ক্লজ নহয় নেকি ডিব্ৰু all 4 dim ne all 3 নে 3 of them all 4 দি দিও হলে নহলে নাই all 4 হৈ গৈছে মানে কাজিৰঙা নেশ্যনেল পাৰ্ক ব্ৰহ্মপুত্ৰ আছে মৰা ডিফ্লু মানে কিবা এটা ওচৰত আছে আৰু মাজেদি যায় নাইবা কাষেদি Manas National Park, Manas and Biki, and Nameri, that is Zia Phoroli, Dibrusuikha National Park, Lohit or Dibru. Okay, Kaziranga is bounded by the Brahmaputra. Manas is named after the Manas River. Yes, Zia Phoroli is the Liveland of Nameri. Zia Phoroli is the Liveland of Nameri. নামেৰিৰ মাজেদি যায় তাৰমানে লাইফলাইন মানে আৰু না ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট এণ্ড ডিব্ৰুচৈখোৱা ইজ এন আইলেণ্ড লাইক ডিব্ৰুচৈখোৱাটো বোলে আইলেণ্ড লাইক বোলে আইলেণ্ড লাইক ফ্ৰম দ্য লোহিত এণ্ড ডিব্ৰু ৰিভাৰ চ' ডিব্ৰু ৰিভাৰ এফালেদি আহে আৰু লোহিত ৰিভাৰ তাৰপিছত আইলেণ্ড মাজতে যায় ন মাজতে থাকে এনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ ন ডিব্ৰুচৈখোৱা লোহিত আৰু ডিব্ৰু ৰিভাৰৰ মাজত assertion the Bhut Jolokia ghost paper of Assam has seen a reported decline in its pungency levels in recent years. By today, recent scientific studies suggest that rising soil temperatures and erratic rainfall caused by climate change are affecting the biosynthesis of capsaicin in the paper. All these are correct. Both are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. That is A. A is going to be the correct answer. Yes. This is a contemporary environment agriculture link. এতিয়া ভোট জলকীয়াৰ মানে কিবা কয় পাঞ্জেঞ্চিটো কমি গৈছে আৰু টিৰ হেৰি যিটো কিবা মাল্টি ফ্লেভাৰ আৰু কি কয় কি কৈছে টিপি নে কিবা সেইটো কমি গৈছে মানে কোৱালিটি কমি গৈছে এইবিলাক এনেকৈ মানে বস্তু হৈ আছে ন ডিগ্ৰেডেশ্যন এনভাইৰমেণ্টেল ডিগ্ৰেডেশ্যনৰ কাৰণে This is a contemporary environment agriculture link. Heat stress and water fluctuations. Heat stress we say water fluctuate we say directly impact the heat or heat means or capsaicin content of chilies or mani jala pungency. That is capsaicin content of chilies, which is a major concern for the GI tagged Bhut Jolokia. Question number 66. Which of the following best describes the Silpi pension scheme of the government of Assam? Silpi pension scheme kontu monthly financial assistance provided to retired government teachers ito nohobo a pension scheme for eminent artists writers and cultural activists of the state ito hobo a scholarship for students pursued the retirement fund for the workers of the Assam. That is B. B is going to be the correct answer. Yes. Oh my god. Silpi pension is administered by the Department of Cultural Affairs to honor and support elderly artists who have contributed significantly to the cultural life of Assam. With reference to marbled cats recently spotted in the Hingpadka National Park, consider the following statements. The Hingpadka National Park marbled cat bison. It is a small wild cat native to the eastern Himalayas and the southern Asia. It is small, eastern Himalayas and southern Asia, Southeast Asia. It is listed as critically endangered on the IUCN Red List. Marbled cat, critically endangered Himalayas and marbled cat. Yes, endangered, critically endangered. Its long, thick tail is a is an adaptation for balancing. They are moving through trees. Yes, this is it. All three hobo no holeba 1 and 3 hobo. So what should I pick? It is listed as critically endangered on the IUCN Red List. To critically endangered hobo day. Okay, all three. D. Oh, sorry. Critically endangered no hoy to incorrect hoy kol more. To marble cat to critically endangered no hoy. বহুত বেছি ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট চব বস্তু জানিব লাগে The marble cat is currently listed as near threatened but not critically endangered by the IUCN International Union for Though its population is decreasing due to habitat loss, it is famous for its arboreal tree dwelling nature. Arboreal, okay. Consider the following statements regarding the Lohit River. It is a major right bank tributary of the Brahmaputra. Right bank tributary of the Lohit River. Lohit refer to red bank tributary or left bank tributary hoy, but এইটো মানে নৰ্থ ছাইডৰ কিবা কয় নৰ্থ ছাইডৰ পৰা আহে আৰু ন কিন্তু লেফ্ট বেংক ট্ৰিবিউটৰী হয় ইট ফ্ল'জ থ্ৰু দ্য মিছমি হিলছ অফ অৰুণাচল প্ৰদেশৰ পৰা আহে বিফৰ এণ্টাৰিং আছাম য়েছ মিছমি হিলছে হ'ব অৰুণাচল প্ৰদেশৰ দ্য কালাই হাইড্ৰ ইলেক্ট্ৰিক প্ৰজেক্ট ইজ বিং কনষ্ট্ৰাক্টেড অন দিছ ৰিভাৰ য়েছ বট অল অফ দিছ আৰ কাৰেক্ট ইয়াতে ডি হ'ব yaw to right bank tributary of Brahmaputra এইটোৱে ভুল হৈ থাকিলে মই কৈছোৱে লেফ্ট বেংক ট্ৰিবিউটৰী হয় তথাপিও মই কিয় অলট্ৰে পিক কৰিলোঁ এইটো মোৰ চিলি মিষ্টেক হৈ গ'ল আৰু এইটো লেফ্ট বেংক ট্ৰিবিউটৰী হয় কি ক'ম কাক ধৰিম না অ'কে It is a left bank tributary Brahmaputra, non-tributary water and reddish silt. Turbulent water and reddish silt. যোনটো মানে ব্ৰহ্মপুত্ৰৰ সবচে বেছি কি ক'ব এম্বেংকমেণ্ট কি ক'ব চিল্ট হেৰি কৰা গাৰ্বেজ হেৰি কৰা সেইটোৱে হৈছে লোহিত ৰিভাৰ সোৱণশিৰি ৰেড কৰি বেছি আৰু কি ন সেইটো এনেই আছিলে মিষ্টেক কৰি দিলোঁ আছে ন দৌৰা তেনেকুৱা হয় শ্ৰীভূমি ডিষ্ট্ৰিক্ট ৰিচেণ্টলি নিৰ্মিত আছাম গভৰ্ণমেণ্ট ফৰ্মালি কৰিমগঞ্জ that is Srimanta Sankardev Rabindranath Tagore that is B correct answer in 2024 the Assam cabinet decided to rename Sri Karimganj as Sribhumi land of Ma Lakshmi as Rabindranath Tagore had described the region as during his visit over a century ago regarding the Unified Payments Interface UPI which of the following instruments is incorrect কোনটো incorrect বিচাৰিছে এইটো mistake কৰিব নালাগিব ন which is incorrect it is a real-time payment system developed by the National Payments Corporation of India as a payments corporation it allows for multiple bank accounts to be linked into a single mobile application yes UPI transactions are only possible between accounts held within India. ইণ্ডিয়াতে মাত্ৰ হয় নেকি নহয় UPI চিষ্টেমটোৰ UAE আছে ৰাছিয়া আছে ক'ৰবাত ফ্ৰান্সত আছে এনেকৈ it supports peer-to-peer as well as peer-to-merchant transactions মানে কোনটো কাৰেক্ট কোনটো ভুল হ'ল তো মানে ভালকৈ কেটেগৰাইজ কৰিব লাগিব নহ'লে তেতিয়াৰ নিচিনা চিলি মিষ্টেক হৈ যাব এতিয়া কেইটা বিচাৰিছে Unify it allows for banker is linked to a single mobile that is application multiple bank accounts to be linked into a single mobile application বহুত কেইটা বেংকৰ একাউণ্ট হেৰি কৰিব পাৰে তো মোবাইল এপ্লিকেশ্যনতে পাৰে এইটো কাৰেক্ট হয় B2 কাৰেক্ট এইটো কি বিচাৰিছে ইনকাৰেক্টটো বিচাৰিছে ন ইনকাৰেক্টটো চি হ'ব ন ইনকাৰেক্টটো চি হ'ব এইটো কাৰেক্টে হ'ব দেই মোৰ এইটো ভুল নহ'ব কাৰেক্টতে ৰাখিলোঁ কাৰণ এইটো মই অলৰেডি জানো ন UPI বেংক ট্ৰানজেকশ্যনটো ইণ্ডিয়াতে মাত্ৰ নহয় ন বেলেগতো হয় আজিকালি এইটো হ'ল ডেভেলপড নেশ্যনেল পেমেণ্টছ কৰ্পৰেশ্যন অফ ইণ্ডিয়াৰ হয় ইট এলাউজ মাল্টিপল এইটো হয় ছাপৰ্টছ peer-to-peer as well as peer-to-merchant transactions চবৰ কাৰণে হয় UPI has gone international yes currently Singapore আছে পেনাও ছিংগাপুৰত পেনাও ইউজ হৈ আছে UPI হেৰিটো UAE আছে নেপাল আছে ফ্ৰান্স আছে ৰাছিয়াত নাই নেকি নাও ছাপৰ্ট অৰ are integrating UPI based cross border payments হয় নেপালত আছে ছিংগাপুৰ আছে UAE আৰু ফ্ৰান্স okay this considered the following statements regarding the Battle of Itakholi 1682 Battle of Itakholi 1682 it was the last major battle yes between Ahom and the Mughal Emperor the Ahom forces were led by Dihingya Elon Borborua এইটো নহয় লাচিত বৰফুকনে আছিলে 71 লাচিত বৰফুকন কেতিয়া মৰিছিলে 1671 লাচিত বৰফুকন জিকিছিলে তাৰপিছত লাষ্ট বেটল অফ ইটাখলি লাচিত বৰফুকনে হ'ব আলন বৰবৰুৱা This victory resulted in the Mansas River being fixed as the permanent boundary between the two. 1 and 3 are correct. Only 1 and 3. C হ'ব দেই D হৈ গ'ল চালা এইটো এলন বৰবৰুৱাই হেৰি কৰিছিলে নেকি এলন বৰবৰুৱা নে লাচিত বৰফুকন the battle of Itakoli effectively that Ahom Mughal in fact it সঁচা হয় the Mughals were driven out of Guwahati and the western limit of the Ahom kingdom was restored to the Manas River, which remained the boundary until the British arrived. To Elon Bura Borburwa Kurise, Tingia Elon Burbura. Oh, Lasit Burkon Honkale Morisilito. And 1671 episode. To Busterman Taki Morisilio. 1672, 73, 74, Henekate Morsileniki. Okay, now comes 72. Okay. Negative hey. With reference to the Aditya L1 mission, which of the instruments is specifically designed to study solar corona? Aditya L1 are with the personal PELC, visible emission line coronagraph. Visible emission line coronagraph ito hobo. Pare suit solar ultraviolet imaging telescope, PAPA, plasma analyzer, package for Aditya. Ito operate to select solar low energy X-ray spectrometer. Ito Aditya alone kuntu kuse is specifically designed to study the solar corona. Ito questions ba kini ko dhৰণৰ বিচাৰিছে ৰ visible emission line coronagraph solar ultraviolet imaging telescope ito to নহব suit to নহব X-ray spectrometer ito নহব ito analyzer plasma analyzer A আৰু C ভিতৰত হ'ব but এটো কেনেকুৱা বিচাৰিছে যদি সিঙ্গেল বিচাৰিছে তেতিয়া হলে emission line coronagraph এটো A হ'ব দেই A হ'ব যদি সিঙ্গেল বিচাৰিছে A হ'ব yes এটো correct দিছো that is visible emission line coronagraph VELC visible emission line coronagraph is the primary payload of Aditya L1. It is designed to study the solar corona and the dynamics of coronal mass ejections. Coronal mass ejections should be that is observes the photosphere and the chromosome, while Papa studies solar wind. Okay, 73 regarding special category status for states in India. Consider the following special category status for states in India. Special category status. The Constitution of India contains a specific article 280 that defines the criteria for special category status. It was first introduced in 1969 based on the recommendations of the Fifth Finance Commission. For special category status states, the center to state funding ratio for centrally sponsored schemes is 90.10. Oh, ito to hoy 3 to correct hobo given are correct 1 and 2 ito no hoy only 3 hobo pare 1 2 3 2 3 okay and special category status is the Constitution contains a specific article special category status 280 আছে নেকি that defines the criteria for However, it was first introduced in 1969 based on the recommendations of the Fifth Finance Commission. Special category status. All of day, DA did choose you, the Hazok, C হে হ'ল 2 and 3 এর কারেক্ট 289 তাৰ মানে স্পেশাল ক্যাটেগরি স্ট্যাটাস তো নেগেটিভ হলে হৈ যাব আৰু আপত্তি নাই পজিটিভ হলে তো লাভ হে so I don't have to worry for this negative kind of things okay special category status is not mentioned in the constitution special category status to constitution not mentioned in the article or kyo thakibo no constitution mentioned in the article na thakibo no it was a policy classification used by the National Development Council statement 2 is correct Getgill formula that is statement 3 is correct it is one of the primary benefits for northeastern states including Assam okay to কি বুজাৰিছিলে এটো স্পেশাল category status to to Getgill formula was in 1969 based on the recommendations of 50 commission Getgill formula to Getgill ito area asile no western ghator herito okay consider following statements or following pairs of modern technology and their primary hardware components electric vehicles lithium ion or solid state batteries modern technology and their primary hardware electric vehicles with lithium ion solid state batteries ito lithium ion to way artificial intelligence with graphical processing units GPUs and TPUs artificial intelligence graphical processing units koino no hoyto Hydrogen it was small cell base stations and massive MIMO to nazano moi want to correct graphical processing units TPU AI থাকিব পাৰে দে 5G to small cell base stations and massive MIMO I all did you all three হৈ গ'ল একো নাজানা বস্তুটোৱে গোটেইখিনি জানা হৈ গ'ল ন electric vehicles so lithium ion and solid state batteries take artificial intelligence or graphical processing units take GPU and TPU that is artificial intelligence graphical processing units 5G network small cell base stations and massive MIMO take small cell base station take or massive MIMO take no etu ki hot thakile 5G network correctly matched AI requires high parallel processing power found in GPUs and CPU and TPUs 5G relies on massive MIMO multiple input multiple output 5G mane multiple input multiple output massive MIMO lage aru to handle high data traffic bahut mane data up down hoi thake 75 assertion that is Brahmapur means Brahmaputra is often called a nadi male river in Indian mythology yes this is male Brahmapur Karan because the reason is this is primarily because of its aggressive braided nature and its origin from the Brahmaputra ব্ৰহ্মকুণ্ড বুলি কৈছিলে নেকি mythological period this is primarily because of its aggressive braided nature and its origin from the হ'ব পাৰে দে okay Brahmaputra aggressive braided nature and origin from the Brahmakundo mythologically to itu নহয় কেনেকুৱা হ'ব তো ব্ৰহ্মপুত্ৰ বুলি কয় পুত্ৰ মানে sons Brahmapur son of Brahmaputra so reason second is false মানে কি false হ'ব A is correct but B is wrong হ'ব A is correct A is true R is false C হ'ব দেই এইটো A দি দিছে একো নাই হৈ যাব নেগেটিভ হে পাম this is primarily because of aggressive braided nature and its origin from the Brahmakunda. Okay, A means both A and true. R is the correct explanation of A. Most rivers in India are considered nadi. Nadi is female, but the Brahmaputra is a nada. Oh my God. Nadi, male river in Indian mythology. Nadi is female. It only again get correct. Open called. Nadi. Most of the rivers in India are called Nadi, means female, but the Brahmaputra is a Nada, that is male. Mythologically, he is the son of Brahma. Geographically, his high energy and the way he senses courses aggressively contribute to this masculine identity, or in local folklore. Okay. Very much critical questions. Oh my God. Which of the following best describes greenwashing? Greenwashing. The process of using treated wastewater for agricultural irrigation. Process of using treated wastewater for agricultural irrigation. Wastewater, a deceptive practice where a company provides misleading information and about how its products are environmentally sound. Yes. A biological method of cleaning up oil spills in the ocean using algae. A biological method of cleaning up oil spills in the ocean using algae. The government's policy of mandatory afforestation for every industrial project. Itu clean to see হ'ব লাগে দেই ওয়েল স্পিলবিলাক আলজিবিলাক খাই দিয়ে নেকি নাজানো দেই এইটো হ'ব লাগে চি হ'ব লাগে দেই C common C government's policy of mandatory afforestation for every industrial process green was এইটো হ'ব চি হ'ব বিহে হয় নেকি deceptive practice deceptive practice হয় greenhouse means deceptive practice companies provide misinformation later that is its products are environmentally sound বুলি কয় ন but নহয় এইটো greenwash কোৱা কৰা greenwashing is a marketing spin yes means কি ক'ব বেয়া এটা practice আৰু ন market profit কাৰণে marketing spin used to persuade the public that an organization's products, aims, and policies are environmentally friendly, and when they are not. With reference to the Constitution 106th Amendment Act 2023, which of the following is correct? Which of the following? Constitution 106th Amendment Act 2023. It provides for 30% reservation for women in the Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies. Lok Sabha, state legislative assemblies. It grants constitutional status to the National Commission for Backward Classes. Constitutional status to the National Commission for Backward Classes. It extends the reservation for SCs and STs in the Lok Sabha by another 10 years. হ'ব পাৰে এইটো হয় It introduced the goods and services tax across India. Goods and services tax to 16তে ওলাইছিলে না এইটোতো নহয় 16 D2 নহয় which is correct question no it it grants constitutional status to the National Commission for Backward Classes to the SSSTs in the Lok Sabha under 10 years. It provides 30% reason for women in the Lok Sabha and the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, no state legislative assembly. To A to have yes, A2 hobo. Lok Sabha and State Legislative Assembly. 30% reservation for women. Also known as the Nari Shakti Bandhana Adhiniyam. Nari Shakti Bandhan Adhiniyam. This amendment provides 33% reservation for women, which will be implemented after the next census and delimitation process. Consider the following statements regarding Assam's economic survey 24-25. The agriculture sector remains the largest contributor to the state's the gross state domestic product. Agriculture sector will remain largest contributor to the state's gross state domestic product. Itu ki bostu CST tax to belek itu domestic product to belek no. Assam's economic survey 24-25. Agriculture sector remains the largest contributor to the state's gross state domestic product. Agriculture domestic product to agriculture highest. There has been a significant rise in the per capita income of the state compared to the national average growth. There has been a significant rise in the per capita income in the state compared to the national average growth. Itu hoy karon agote বহুত কম আছিলে যেটো আমাৰ GDP per capita income in the state বহুত কম আছিলে হি কাৰণে যেতিয়া এতিয়া বাঢ়ি গেল মানে বহুত এটা ডিফাৰেন্স দেখা হৈছে আৰু ন কিন্তু নেশনাল এভাৰেজৰ পৰা ইমান এটা বাঢ়া নাই বহুত কম ক্যাপিটাল ইনকাম বহুত মানে বাঢ়িছে কিন্তু মানে হাই হেৰিবিলাক কৰা নাই per capita in the state compared to the national average growth বাঢ়িছে national average growthৰ কে বাঢ়িছে বুলি ক'ব পাৰি না নোৱাৰে আসামত পঢ়া নাই নেকি significant rise per capita income I don't know. The unemployment rate in Assam is higher than the national average according to ito hoy 3 to correct it remains 3 and 2 are correct but 2 to all of them are correct D did you it B hoy only 2 will correct always of the correct. The unemployment rate in Assam is higher than the বহুত incorrect hol re guess nai only B is correct. The agriculture sector remains largest contribution to the sector's gross domestic state domestic product itu agriculture sector no hende itu service sector hoba pare nasunu de commercial sector hoba pare commercial sector hobo GDP to na service sector can go ba hoy there has been a significant rise in the per capita income of the state compared to the national growth rate. There has been a significant rise in the per capita income in the state compared to the national average growth. The unemployment rate in Assam is higher than the national average according to PLFS. To higher unemployment rate to our national ke kom heniko dhৰণৰ হ'ব. Okay, let's see. Statement 1 is incorrect. Like the national trend, the services sector is the largest contributor to Assam's gross state domestic product. Service sector GDP no contribute to gross to GDP. Followed by itu incorrect asile no. Followed by industries and service sector, so industries and then agriculture. First service sector, then industry, then agriculture. Statement 3 is incorrect. Assam has recently shown lower unemployment rates. Unemployment rates lower compared to several other major states in recent PLFS. The unemployment rate in Assam is higher. Lower than the national average according to PLFS data. Several other major states in recent PLFS report doing correct to did low. The Jaipur rainforest is located in which district of Assam? Jaipur, Tinsukia, Dibrugarh, Dhemaji, Lakhimpur. Tinsukia, Dibrugarh, Dhemaji, Lakhimpur. Rainforest বুলি তো ক'লে তো তিনচুকীয়াই হ'ব ন তিনচুকীয়া ডিব্ৰুগড় তিনচুকীয়া হ'ব তিনচুকীয়াই দি দিওঁ যি হয় দেখা যাব এয়ে দি দিছোঁ হ'লে হ'ল নহ'লে নাই তেতিয়া বিহে ডিব্ৰুগড়তে আছে ন জয়পুৰ ৰেইনফৰেষ্ট ডিব্ৰুগড়তে আছে অ'কে যিয়ে নহওক কিবাটো জানিলোঁ The Jaipur rainforest is part of the Dihing Patkai landscape and is located in the Dibrugarh district. It is one of the few remaining lowland evergreen rainforests in Assam, in India. One of the few remaining lowland evergreen rainforests in India. Regarding the carbon border adjustment mechanism, regarding the carbon border adjustment mechanism, which of the following will be most affected in India? Carbon border adjustment mechanism, information technology and software services. Information technology and software services. Carbon border adjustment mechanism. Carbon border adjustment mechanism. Thanks in software services, adjustment, agriculture and organic food exports. Carbon intensive sectors like steel and aluminium. Itu to steel aluminum itu or the pharmaceutical and textile itu C হয় G20 নে কিবা হেৰি হৈছিলে carbon border adjustment mechanism is a European G20 নে কিবা European Union policy that taxes imported goods on their carbon footprint. Since Indian steel and aluminum production is often more carbon intensive than the European Union's carbon intensively, these sectors face higher costs. बहुत बेसी cost लगे no. Carbon border adjustment mechanism is a European Union policy that taxes imported goods based on their carbon footprint. Since Indian steel and aluminum production is often more carbon intensive than the European Union's, these sectors face higher costs. Okay, this was correct. Okay, let me see what comes next. As per the Assam budget 2026, the Jivan Prerana scheme aims to provide monthly financial assistance of 2,500 to fresh graduates from state-run universities for 1 year. One-time grant of 50,000 to women entrepreneurs for starting a boutique. Jivan Prerana 2026 launch কৰিছে scheme. Free health insurance up to 10 lakhs for all senior citizens above 70. Life insurance coverage for frontline forest guards in rhino-bearing areas. Life insurance coverage for frontline forest guards. Itu Jivan Prerana. Itu monthly financial assistance এইখিনি for graduates কাৰণে তো বেলেগ এটা আঁচনি আছে 2,000 কিবা নেকি এইটো 70 senior citizenৰ কাৰণে 10 লাখ লাইফ ইঞ্চুৰেঞ্চ হেল্থ ইঞ্চুৰেঞ্চ 50 সেইটো এ হ'ব দে এ হ'ব যিটো কোনো দি দিছোঁ হ'লে হ'ল নহ'লে নাই yes A হৈ গ'ল Jivan Prerana is a new flagship scheme introduced in the year 2026 budget to support graduates during their transition to employment, during the transition to employment or self-employment. Additionally, research scholars will receive a one-time grant of 25,000. 25,000 পাব নেকি research scholars বিলাক কি লিখিছে জীৱন প্ৰেৰণা নিউজ flagship scheme introduced 2026 budget to support graduates during the transition to employment or self-employment. যেনিবা গ্ৰেজুৱেটবিলাক যেনিবা এমপ্লয়মেণ্ট নাপালৈকে পাব আৰু কি ন আৰু যিবিলাক ৰিচাৰ্চ স্কলাৰছে PhD কিবা কিবি এইবিলাক আৰু 25,000 পাব. Which of the following products from Assam recently 24-25 received the geological indication tag? 24-25 কি পাইছে মাজুলী মাস্ক আগতে পাইছে বোধহয় আসাম বিহুত হ'ল চৰ্থেবাৰী মেটেল ক্ৰাফ্ট বড়ো দখনাটো 24-25 পাইছে বোধহয় ৰিচেণ্টলি ন কোনটো পালে মাজুলী মাছটো আগতে পাইছে বড়োবিলাকৰ বহুতকেইটা বস্তু পাইছে দখনা কিবা কিবি 8টামান প্ৰডাক্ট পাইছে চ' এইটো বড়ো দখনাই হ'ব দেই 4 ইয়াতে বহুতকেইটা আছে ন মাজুলী মাস্ক আসাম বিহুত হ'ল চৰ্থেবাৰী মেটেল ক্ৰাফ্ট এতিয়া অল 4 হ'ব নেকি মাজুলী মাস্ক আসাম বিহুত হ'ল চৰ্থেবাৰী মেটেল ক্ৰাফ্ট বড়ো দখনা অল 4 চি ডি হ'লে হ'ল নহ'লে নাই ডি হৈছে মাজুলী মাছ বেছে আসাম বিহুত হ'ল বেছে চৰ্থেবাৰী মেটেল ক্ৰাফ্ট বেছে বড়ো দখনা বেছে In a record-breaking spree, the GI registry granted tax to several traditional Assamese crafts and items in 2025, including all those listed above, significantly boosting the state's cultural branding. Okay. Constable statements regarding the Assam Industrial Momentum Fund announced in the 25-26 budget. Assam Industrial Momentum, that is Assam Industrial Momentum Fund. It is a corpus of 5,000 crore dedicated to developing industrial infrastructure. It aims to promote advantage Assam 2.0 commitments. Industrial Momentum Fund. It will be managed exclusively by the World Bank. Assam Industrial Momentum World Bank or দ্বাৰা হেৰি হ'ব নেকি corpus of 5,000 crore to developing industrial promote advantage Assam 0.5 2.0 all 3 did you হ'লে হ'ল নহ'লে নাই দি দিছোঁ এতিয়া 1 and 2 only okay wrong হৈ থাকিলে 1 and 2 only okay 1 and 2 only এবাৰে কম মাৰ্কছ পাম মোৰ নেগেটিভ বহুত বেছি হৈছে this is Assam Industrial Momentum Fund is a state initiative it is state initiative it to advantage Assam or initiative or no while the state partners with international agencies for various projects. This specific fund is a state budgetary commitment to transform Assam into an industrial hub. Okay, the Sanskar Sala program launched in January 2026 by the Governor of Assam targets Sanskar Sala. Into modernizing madrasas with science, providing value-based moral education. Itu 4 itu hobo. Training and this is that is prison education that is B. Providing value-based moral education to children aged 4 to 14, that is Sanskar Sala. That is B. Yes, B is the correct answer. Launched by Governor Lakshman Prasad Acharya, Sanskar Sala focuses on ethics, compassion, and Indian cultural values for young children. Okay, 85. With reference to the Mukhyamantri Mahila Udyamita Abhiyan, Mukhyamantri Mahila Udyamita Abhiyan, that is considered the following statements. It targets self-help group members in both rural and urban areas. Mukhyamantri Mahila Udyamita Abhiyan, rural or urban core self-help groups black hobo pare. An entrepreneurship fund of 10,000 is provided as seed capital. There are strict criteria regarding the number of children the beneficiary has. There are strict criteria regarding the number of children the beneficiary has. Itu nai neki? No. At 1 and 2 only hobo. 1 and 2 only. That is A did so. Oh, criteria ase D ase. So negative equal. Itu bahut kita full korilo strict criteria ase the number of children or karone self group or jibilak members. All are correct. Mukhyamantri Mahila Udyamita Asuni is a Abhiyan. Mukhyamantri Mahila, that is Udyamita Abhiyan, is unique because it links financial aid to population policy. For instance, general or OBC beneficiaries should not have more than 3 children. General and OBC should not have. General and OBC women shouldn't have more than 3 children to avail of the full benefits. Project Akash is a recent initiative by the government of India related to Akash is a space-based surveillance of the Himalayan borders. Affordable housing for slum dwellers. National database for tracking the migration of wild elephants. Cloud-based digital lockers for all primary school students into space-based surveillance of the Himalaya borders. Itu hobo Project Akash. Itu hobo A hobo. Yes. Himalayan-based surveillance system or national surveillance initiative. Space-based surveillance of the Himalayan borders. LAC signer lobot no. Space-based surveillance system. Surveillance state-based surveillance mane give it a system or no. Project Akash focuses on enhancing India's situational awareness in the high altitude border regions through a network of satellites and high altitude long endurance drones. That is high altitude long endurance drone. That is HAL. High altitude long endurance drones. Okay. Consider the following statements regarding the 8-Pay Commission of Assam. Assam is the first state in India to constitute the 8-Pay Commission. It was constituted in January 26. Yes, it was constituted in January 26. It is served by former Chief Secretary Subhas Das. Yes, this is all correct. Subhas Das. All 3 are correct. D. Yes, D. The Assam government took a proactive step by constituting the commission before the expiry of the 7th Pay Commission, making it a pioneer in state-level salary reforms. The MP Assam Wildlife Actions Pact, signed in early 2026, involves the actions of which animals? MP Assam Wildlife Actions Pact. MP mane ki bujhise ba? Wild buffaloes for tigers, rhinos for lions. To Wildlife Actions Pact. Golden langurs for cheetahs, elephants for barasingha, wild buffalo for tigers, rhinos for lions. Wild buffaloes for tigers. accents, wildlife accents, golden langurs for cheetahs, elephants for barasingha. It is C O C C. Wild buffaloes for tigers. Okay, to incorrect critically. Wild buffaloes for tigers. Wild buffalo for tigers. That is MP Assam Wildlife Action Pact 2026. Assam is sending 50 wild water buffaloes, and some rhinos or cobras, to Madhya Pradesh, Kanha Tiger Reserve. Uttar Pradesh or Kanha Tiger Reserve. While MP is providing, that is MP. That is not Uttar Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh is providing. MP মানে Madhya Kanha National Park Madhya Pradesh providing tigers and crocodiles to Assam. Tigers and crocodiles to Assam to boost genetic diversity. Crocodile পঠাব ন Madhya Pradesh or Kanha মানে tiger reserve পৰা. And Assam is sending 50 wild water buffaloes, some rhino and cobra to Madhya Pradesh and Kanha National Park Madhya Pradesh the same. That is tiger and buffalo actions. That is Madhya Pradesh, Assam, Madhya Pradesh to Assam. Oh, meaning to any Madhya Pradesh to Assam wildlife actions rate. Madhya Pradesh or Kanha reserve to golden langur to nai no. Golden langur nai he karne or tiger, buffalo or tiger he. Okay. Okay. Crocodile whatever. Nijut Moina scheme, often mentioned in recent news, is primarily aimed at ending child marriage by providing monthly stipends to girl students from class 11 to post-graduation. Yes, this is correct. Providing free nutritional, developing 100 medium biosocials. This is Nijut Moina A. That is A. Nijut Moina is A. This is a major social reform scheme where the government provides monthly financial aid to girls staying in education, thereby delay their age of marriage. Yes, with reference to the Colombo Security Conclave. Which of the following countries is the newest full members as of 24-25? Colombo Security Conclave. Colombo Security Conclave had newest full members. To Bangladesh na, Maldives na, Seychelles na, Mauritius. Colombo, I don't know, nazano. So Mauritius was the newest full member of Colombo Security Conclave. Okay, Mauritius joined as the fourth member alongside India. Mauritius, India also there, and Mauritius is the newest full member. Alongside India, Sri Lanka, and the Maldives. Bangladesh and Seychelles currently serve as observer. Bangladesh and Seychelles observer, and India, Sri Lanka, and Maldives were already there, and Mauritius recently came to be the new full member of Colombo Security Conclave. Colombo Security Conclave focuses on maritime security in the Indian Ocean. Okay. Which of the following is correct about the Bodo Joe Grown, which recently received a GI tag? Bodo Joe Grown itu kiasile traditional fermented rice or Joe mane itu pani buje no beer of Bodo community. This is correct. It has a significant higher alcohol content than other local rice beers like Joe Gishi. Local rice beer Joe Gishi kuri hoy neki nazano de. It is used exclusively in the Kherai Puja. This is correct. It has significantly higher alcohol content than other local rice beers like Joe Gishi. I don't know, but how pare? So itu all correct boleh disu dai. Hol nai. Oh no. So in the Kherai Puja. Oh, Kherai to Rabha bilakor puja hoy. Kherai to Rabha bilakor puja hoy. To mistake korilo moi. Okay. Joe grown, that is dry strong liquor, is part of cluster of clusters products including Jo, Gizi, and Nafam that receive GI tag. While it has a ritual use, it is not exclusive to Kerai. It is a common cultural beverage. Kerai to ভাবিলে কৰ হ'ব লাগে ন Kerai. And in the context of global economy, the yen carry trade, yen, yuan, that is Chinese, and yen, that is Japanese. Yen carry trade refers to physical transport of Japanese currency to cattle to settle international debts. Investors borrowing Japanese yen at low interest rates to invest in higher yielding assets elsewhere. A bilateral trade agreement between Japan and Asian countries, yen carry trade. Bilateral trade agreement between Japan and Asian countries. The process of the Bank of Japan buying back its own bonds. Ito no yen carry trade refers to the physical transport of Japanese currency to settle international debts. No, it's impossible. Investors borrowing Japanese yen at low interest rates. Japanese yen at low interest rates to invest in higher yielding assets elsewhere. Yen carry trade. Trade agreement. Yen carry trade, that is itu bilateral hobo Asian, that is C BA hoy mane low interest yen হেৰি কৰে borrow কৰি কিনে high মানে yielding asset হেৰি কৰে invest in higher yielding assets elsewhere. Okay, this is a major cause of global market volatility in 24-25 when the Bank of Japan raised interest rates, causing investors to rush and close their carry trade positions. Okay. The Dilsiri and the Dhansiri are important tributaries of Brahmaputra. Which of the following is correct? Dilsiri and Dhansiri. Both are right bank tributaries. Dhansiri to left bank tributary. Dhansiri left bank tributary. Both are left bank tributaries. Dhansiri is left bank tributary, while the Dilsiri is the tributary of the Barak. Yes, C is the correct answer. Dilsiri to Barak hoy. And D is what? Indeed, Dilsiri is a subtributary of the Dhansiri. No, that is C. B correct hoy. Both are left bank tributary. Dilsiri left bank tributary of Brahmaputra hoy. Okay, iman full hole ar kotha bote. Both are left bank tributaries. The Dhansiri, that is Dhansiri is that is south, originates in the Laisang Peak of Nagaland and flows through Golaghat. Article 371B of the Indian Constitution contains special provisions of Assam, that is B. Number 371A, that is Nagaland, 371B Assam, 371C Manipur, 371F, that is Sikkim. 371F Sikkim. With reference to the Global South, consider the following. Global South. The term refers to countries often characterized as newly industrialized or in the process of industrialization. Global South. Global South. Global South bilek to aro mane bahut mane developing country, no? The term refers to the countries where often characterized as newly industrialized and the process of industrialization. Yes, this is correct. India was the voice of Global South Summit. To amplify the concerns of these nations, geographically, all countries in the Global South are located in the Southern Hemisphere. Yes, all this should be correct, but India hosted Global South Summit. Correct, they do. All three, D. 1 and 2 only. 1 and 2 only. Iman mani critical no. Geographically, all countries in the global south are located in the southern hemisphere no hoin. Global south of countries geographically no hoin term southern hemisphere. Okay, Iman critical. The global south is a geopolitical and economic geopolitical or operative no economic geographically no hoy no. Not strictly a geographical area, but geographical all of a second strictly no hoy to geopolitical and economic concept or important hoy. India, China, and Mexico are in the northern hemisphere, but are part of the global south. India, China, and Mexico. China hoy, Mexico hoy, but এইবিলাক মানে অলপ মানে স্পেচিয়েল মানে ডেভেলপিং কাণ্ট্ৰি মানে চাইনাটোৰ ডেভেলপড কাণ্ট্ৰি হয় মেক্সিকো এণ্ড চাইনা Project Zoram is associated with railway link between Mizoram and Myanmar. Mizoram and Myanmar bamboo-based biorefinery in Assam, a cyber security initiative for the northeast, and underground military base in the Tawang sector. Project Zoram that is itu হ'ব দে নৰ্থ ইষ্ট টাৱাং ছেক্টৰত মিলিটাৰী বেছটো নহয় এইটো হ'ব এ হ'লে হ'ল নহ'লে নাই বি হ'লে বেম্বু বেছড বায়' ৰিফাইনাৰী ইন আছাম project bamboo based bio refinery in Assam bamboo based bio refinery ayo Project Zoram often linked to Numaligo refinery Numaligo refinery is part of the initiative to produce bioethanol from bamboo liberated the massive bamboo resources of the northeast okay assertion the Assam Accord 1985 fixed March 25, 1971 as the cutoff date for detecting foreigners in Assam. Itu to hoy 1971 asle 25 March. Reason the state coincides with the start of Operation Searchlight by the Pakistan Army in the East Pakistan. Operation Searchlight by the Pakistan Operation Searchlight India here কৰিছিলে নেকি Operation পাকিস্তানৰ আছিলে yes এইটো কাৰেক্টলি হয় হ'ব লাগে তো তাৰপিছত পাকিস্তানৰ আৰ্মিৰ কৰাৰ লগে তো পাকিস্তানী মানে বাংলাদেশৰ মানুহবিলাক ইণ্ডিয়াত আহিছে ন সেইটোৰ কাৰণেতো okay দিম correct yes the date is significant because it marks the beginning of the Bangladesh Liberation War leading to a massive influx of refugees inside Assam Meghalaya etc. Regarding generative AI which of the following is correct this is it is limited to text-based responses like ChatGPT generative AI to limited no it uses descriptive models to classify existing data it can create new content images audio video based on patterns learned from training data it requires a continuous internet connection to perform this is C it requires a continuous internet connection to perform any computation itu to hoy generative AI data to itu hoy it create can that is these are correct কেনেকৈ দিছে এতিয়া চি হয় ন চিটোৱে দিলোঁ হয় মই ন অ'কে মইতো মানে চাইছিলোঁ তাতে ওলাই গ'ল বস্তুখিনি বেলেগ unlike traditional AI which classifies data generative AI is Gen AI means generative AI generates new data it can also run locally on advanced AI PCs or mobile chips without internet or নহ'লেও হয় without internet it is usable money which of the following was which district of Assam was recently in the news of Kanaka multipurpose organic farming Kanaka multi organic farming that is project Sonitpur It's not Nagaon, Dhemaji, that is Kunnaka multipurpose organic farming korbat paisilo bahar thikilo Biswanath Nagaon Dibrugarh Kunnaka multipurpose organic farming itu mark কৰিম হলে হল নহলে নহল দুটাহে আছে Kunnaka multipurpose organic farming Nagaon Sonitpur Dibrugarh Nagaon দি দিছো হলে হল নহলে Nagaon that is Sonitpur okay ভুলে গল আৰু The Kunnaka project in Jamuguri Hat that is Sonitpur and Jamuguri Hat Sonitpur is a successful model of cooperative organic farming and dairy involving thousands of local youth Kunnaka project Kunnaka multipurpose that is Sonitpur no cooperative organic farming cooperative organic farming and dairy that is Sonitpur no Jamuguri Hat involving thousands of local youth organic farming and dairy Kunnaka okay last one the Panchatiraj system was first introduced in which of the following state that was Panchatiraj system first introduced in Gujarat sorry nasalue moi sala Rajasthan direct koi lo তুমি correct হরিম না ভাল করে নাচালো একদম মানে আসাম ডাইরেক্ট গুজরাট দেখাবলো গুজরাটকে মাৰি দিলো ৰাজস্থানহে আছিলে okay negative ৰাখো একো উপায় নাই It was first inaugurated in Nagaur, Rajasthan on 2nd October 1959 Assam followed soon after with the Assam Panchayat Act 1959 Assam Panchayat Act soon after with the Assam Panchayat Act 1959 Okay মই এতিয়া ক্যালকুলেট কৰো আজি বিয়া হৈছে মোৰ পৰীক্ষা দেই এক্সাম বিয়া হৈছে 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 number negative होगा जी 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 36 49 correct होइसे 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 Okay 49 correct 9 দুগুণ 18 8 হাতে 1 8 9 98 ৰ পৰা যদি 25 মাইনাস যায় হাতৰ প্ৰপাস কৰিলে 3 আৰু ইপেনে নৰ পৰা দিলে 75 হে আহিলে 73 হে পালো আজি বহুত কম মার্কস পালো 73 তাৰ পাছ কৰিলে 3 নৰ পৰা দিলে 7 okay 73 okay thank you everyone for watching the video okay video to na sai more janiba